Hello everyone, welcome on into Arcade Spirits, part 4? 4? Yeah, that sounds right. Levels 6 and hopefully 7. Guess I shouldn't commit to that before I see the runtime of level 6. Alright. I'm going to make sure to load my game, because I went back and grabbed the other two arcade machines that you can get, and I made sure that I have 199,825 gamer score, and I can get, I believe, another 175 out of this game. 6, 7, 8, that's 75. And then Romance Ashley, that's 75. That's 150. And then this one, Abandon Your Dreams, is 25. And I know I can get that in Chapter 6, but I don't think I can really get any of these other achievements. So we're breaking 2. We're going to hit 200,000 with Arcade Spirits. Thank you to Dirt4 for putting me in this position. So we'll go ahead and do that. And welcome to level 6. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a good time. I'm enjoying this game so much that I pushed off FMV Friday for this, because I really want to see where it goes. Plus I'm 3 levels away from the ending, and then I had the whole 200,000 gamer score thing. It was like a 14-step program that probably didn't need to be as many steps as I gave it. But that's who I am. Level 6, hit the lever. The lever. Hit the lever. It is the future year 20XX. And my dream has come true. Okay, let's be honest. If you asked me 2 months ago if my dream involved being an event coordinator at a video game arcade, I'd have stared at you kind of funny. Even now, it sounds ridiculous. But it's true. I'm here, I'm successful, I'm happy. And this is my dream. Ever since Rainbow High Road, business has been booming. The Funplex is packed with players day in, day out. Kids, teens, the college crowd, the nostalgic ones looking for old games they remember. I've run 3 events so far. We've started rotating our games out of storage and into play to keep things fresh. The high scoreboards are constantly shifting. In fact, things are going so well, Gavin's hinted that maybe we should start looking into a second location. But this will always be home. Seeing the smiles on coworkers and gamers alike, watching my friends laugh and play in good spirits, that's working for me and it's bringing me joy in turn. I won't argue why. In fact, I barely understand why. But I'm happy. And that's better than I've been in years of going with the flow. Better than the flow, going with the flow never brought me this much enjoyment. I'd say by this point I've soundly broken the family curse. Maybe everything doesn't have to fall apart under me. Maybe I can just be happy. Maybe this is where I'm meant to be. Sign here, please. Huh? A bicycle messenger nudges a slim envelope my way again, trying to catch my attention. I'm snapped out of my happy little trance immediately. Oh, right, no problem. After jotting down my signature, he drops off the envelope and heads out the door. No time for Moopy or around a pinball, it seems. Deliveries to make. Curious, I open it up. Cassius Ebert, you are cordially invited to dine and discuss business matters at Deco's Palace with CEO Deco Nami. Meeting time will be at 7 in the evening sharp. You may bring a guest of your choosing. Free royal value swipe card available for enjoyment of games prior to meeting. What? I read through it a few more times, trying to perch through all the curly hues and swirls and swooshes, although that doesn't clear my confusion of the whole matter. Soon Francine looks up from her knitting, curious about the letter as well, although she seems to already have an idea of what it says. I suppose it's about that time, isn't it? Huh?
Oh, dear.
Time for that fellow to make another attempt at wooing me. double, huh? Rather, at wooing my beloved Funplex. Let me guess, Deco Nami of Deco's Palace sent you a fancy invitation with all sorts of fancy writing. That's accurate, yes. It's not the first time. He invited my dear Frederick and I over in 1980X to talk about selling the Funplex, and we turned him down flat. Then in 1990X, when home game consoles were poised to take back the arcade crowd, he suggested we sell. We turned him down. Now it's 20XX, and it's here, and he's at it again. A gentleman would know when to quit, but he's got a tenacity, and we can't fault him for that. Why would such a big-time arcade operator like Deco Nami care so much about us? We're small-time. No offense. Come now, if anyone should be offended, it's you, calling yourself small-time. Kesha, dear, you've put so much work into my little arcade, to make my little arcade soar. I bet that's why he's knocking on our door again. We're thriving, and that's lured him back in. Like, like cheese in a mousetrap. So wait, are we the cheese or the trap?
My oh my.
That depends on how clever you are, my dear. Right, so I'm the cheese, although I prefer to be a nice mozzarella. Cheese types aside, do you want me to ignore the invite then? Oh, heavens no. Contrary to what people say about the fellow, he's very much a man of his words. I always accept his invitation, always hear him out. It's only fair and proper. I thought he was like an arcade scene's greatest evildoer.
Let's be sensible.
That's a bit grandiose, no? Certainly plenty of rumors and of his questionable methods abound, but that's all they are. Rumors. Politeness should be met with politeness. That's how you conduct proper business, and that's what the Funplex is all about. Francine moves to rise from her seat near the ticket desk, but pauses, leaning heavily on the glass countertop while looking strained. I move to help, but she waves me away. She sits back down. Oh, don't worry about little old me. I just stuttered too quickly, that's all. Out of breath. But, Kesha, I do think it'd be best if you go in my stead. Me? Let's be serious now. These old bones aren't as spry as they once were. And I think you'd have a good time there. Well, an interesting time at any rate. I'll look my dapperest for the villainous gentleman. Then I shall don my Sunday's best and meet with the mustache-twirling ruffian of the arcade legend with pride. It's not that upscale, dear. No matter what glitz Deco Nami favors, they still sell cheap beer by the pitcher and rarely scrape gum from under the tables. So go there and turn them down. Got it. The slowness of her response is a bit concerning. I trust you to make the right decision for everyone. Which is not to sell the Funplex, right?
I don't feel that's my call to make anymore, dear. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I spend most of my time at home these days. Or napping. Or napping at home. Funplex isn't really about me. Not anymore. It's so much more than Francine's Arcade Funplex now. It's about you. It's about your co-workers. It's about all our regulars. You've made me realize that. And I'm thankful.
This is your dream as well as mine. Your kingdom is mine to rule. But seriously. You're the one that started the place, Francine. You had a dream of a place where people can have fun, relax, make friends. I feel even entertaining the idea of selling it is, well, it feels wrong. Disrespectful to you and your dream. Oh, you're such a peach, dear. But times are always changing. I'm an old fuddy-duddy stuck in her ways. Maybe the time has come to change how the Funplex does things. We're almost back in the heyday of 1980X, thanks to the changes you've made. So, I won't say you can't decide to sell. If it's a change you think we need, do it. Please, keep an open mind. Francine sighs deeply, looking more tired than usual. It's only afternoon and I'm already worn out. Haven't done anything but sit here all day and knit. Knitting takes a lot of concentration. That's not for nothing. If you're feeling pooped, you could take a few days off, go home, get some rest. All the same, I'd rather come into work tomorrow. Even if there's a little work for me to do. I love being here. This is truly my home. And yet you want me to keep an open mind about this deal?
Like I've told you, life can be a difficult series of trade-offs. What I want and what should be are often different things. I'm relying on you to do right by everyone I love. If selling is in their best interest to keep this dream going, so be it. No matter what you decide, I'm proud of you. I knew there was something special about you when I hired you to replace my grandson. You are the brightest spirit at the Funplex. And while we may not be blood, I'm happy to consider you part of my family.
You're the grandma I never had. I mean, I can borrow the car. I'll defend the Funplex with my life. I never knew my grandmothers, either of them. They died when I was really young. I feel like you're the role. You filled that role. You've become the grandmother I never had, Miss Francine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome home, Kesha. You'll always be welcome here. With another deep sigh, Francine eases herself out of her chair. Now, I think I'll take your suggestion and head on home. Well, for today anyway. I'll be here bright and early in the morning to hear how things went with Mr. Nami. I know you'll make the right decision. Good night, Kesha. Be well. Make the right decision. Okay. Nope. Still not keen to sell out my dream. Try to leave my options and... Try to leave my... options. Open. Options open in here, man. Arcades can't stagnate. Maybe change is inevitable. This is weird. Seriously weird. All this work, all this effort, finally finding my dream, as strange as that sounds, and I need to consider dumping it all? But, well, maybe it's not selling out. I haven't actually heard Deco Nami's proposals yet, and if we somehow could partner with him on our own terms, that might be what we need to push the Funplex over the top and placate a rival. We'd be the sister boutique to his department store. Still, I'm not willing to say one way or another. Not yet. We'll see. Now, who do I want to take as my +1? Beep, beep. Beep, beep. You want to come as my date? I'm your girl Friday, but I'm afraid you're not my type. My type being USB compatible, of course. I sensed you were in a state of deep ponderance and wanted to help. You're thinking of who to take to the meeting? Yeah, I mean, Ashley is the obvious choice. I'm sure she'd have some opinions on Deco's palace. True, as part of the Funplex family, Ashley would be a good pick. But this is a business meeting. You may want to consider widening your options. Ashley will support your decision either way. It's clear she trusts you. True. Okay then. Gavin, he does business in a business-like way. He may be the guy we take. Naomi, she can assess the quality of their games. I don't think that really matters. Ashley, she's got a good eye for local culture. Queen Bee, she knows the gamer scene. Ooh, Queen Bee's a tempting pick for that. Percy, he knows business and gaming in equal amounts. Teo, he understands social... Okay. I think taking Gavin or Queen Bee would probably be the best picks. Assess the quality of the games. I don't think that's very important, because we already have our own stuff. If we were to sell. She actually has a good eye for local culture. She'll be supportive, but I don't know. Queen Bee knowing the gamer scene could help if she thinks... Oh, I can't save. Oh, good. I think I'm going to take Gavin. I fire off a quick text to Gavin to summon him to the murky depths of... summon him from the murky depths of his tiny back office. He's still scanning over his spreadsheets even as he approaches.
Excellent.
Good news, Kesha. This is our best week ever, actually. I am going to do a new save. I wouldn't advise getting too comfortable as summer vacation's almost over, but and that'll cut the youth demographic, but that's great, Kevin, but Francine's got a different job for us today. We're going to Deco's palace to meet and discuss a possible business venture. Probably a takeover. I see. I hear he's made overtures in the past. Ironically enough, this may be the ideal time to approach him when we're at our strongest. If we're to even entertain the notion, I'd rather be in a position of power before entering negotiations. But if all he wants is a buyout, well, I'll object to... I'd object on multiple grounds such as... What? I'd object on multiple grounds to such a short-sighted idea. I'll go close out my files and join you shortly. Don't make a big deal out of this. Don't make a big deal out of this. Don't make a big deal out of this. We go there, study how the place works, then make an informed decision. One way or another, the Funplex will be just fine. It's going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. Gavin offers to drive us across town to Deco's palace. Contrary to the talk before, we didn't exchange many words. I'm deep in thought, running through all the possibilities of what could happen, and I can't shake this feeling. Something is off. Even looking at the glowing neon temple in the distance, my stomach knots and I feel uneasy. When we finally pull up, a valet takes the car and glitzy, blinking lights blind our eyes. Hesitantly, I look over to Gavin. That smile reassures me enough to continue onwards. This for me, my friends. This is for me, my friends, and the Funplex. I got this. I pause momentarily, inhaling the cool air around me, and then open the door. Deco's palace. I've actually never been here before. Or I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remember it. But I think I had fun, maybe? On entering as an adult, my first reaction is, okay. My first reaction is, boy, that is a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. My second reaction is, jeez, it's noisy. Visually noisy and sound type noisy. All the chaos of a Vegas casino. A jumble of lights and bells and whiz bangs. Once we acclimate ourselves to the new environment, we're escorted in, given the VIP royal value swipe cards, no tokens, no quarters, just a card of intermediate points to spend. We've got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting, time to see what's at the palace. Or see what's what at the palace. Oddly, Gavin's first reaction is to crunch some numbers. That is not in any way, shape, or form odd. Based on the conversion ratio of swipe card points to real-world dollars, very interesting. Variable game pricing, variable bonus points, the more you spend, differing EV from game to game, likely adjusted based on popularity and payout. I can see why Deco's Palace is a profit fountain. They obfuscate how much you're actually spending here to keep you from realizing how expensive it all is. Predatory pricing to exploit children. Makes sense for optimizing your cash. I don't like it, not one bit. A token is a token, a quarter is a quarter. Using points to trick people into overspending is blatant profiteering. It's not like kids are busting out calculators trying to make sure they aren't wasting all their money on a crappy game.
I think not.
I didn't say it was ethical. I meant that it's effective. I wanted to switch to swipe cards for the Funplex myself. Although I'd simplify them drastically. As you say, a play should be a play, ideally. Other balancing factors could be applied behind the scenes. Definitely like to study this a bit closer. There's a Fist of Discomfort tournament tonight. I'll be over there. I'll join back up with you later. Okay, some time to kill, but not that much time to kill. I'll need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? Get a drink? I want to see what sort of games they have. I decided to focus on trying to find games. Like actual games. Except the whole place is basically full of slot machines. They are in different shapes, sizes, and colors. None have the traditional one-armed bandit look to avoid running afoul of legal issues, but they're still slot machines. Every game has maybe a single button to stop a wheel or a colored light or try to line up the dots or something. The really complex ones, 3 buttons.
Hey, listen.
Hold me up above your head. Huh? Visual scan, silly. I'll look for games you might be familiar with. With a shrug, I hoist my phone in the air. Flash goes off, and I resume looking at Iris sitting on my screen.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
Oh, actually, let's skip the music. That didn't take long. Good high bandwidth public Wi-Fi here. In here to my cloud processors. I'm seeing lots of diving and shooting games, easy for casual gamers to pick up and play. Over in the esports section, there's dancing games and Fist of Discomfort. We've got those things too, but I'm not seeing any joysticks. It's a game defined by having a particular input device? Well, no, not really. And I know most modern games are touchscreen based and so on, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like an arcade without a stick or two. Oh, I found something. Back in the section over there with the green lighting. Head that way. That way. I weave my way through the crowd, past endless color cycler ticket games, past crane games, past light stacks, past games based on popular game shows, and find Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. I'm going to have to tell Percy about this when I get back. He'll be happy to know that there's more than one Moopy in this neighborhood. Except... wait, it's only got one button? No joystick at all? Researching. One moment. Curious, I swipe my card through the slot and push the button. And Moopy runs the maze by himself, or tries to anyway, before running headfirst into a monster and dying. The machine spits out 3 measly tickets and suggests I swipe again for another try. Moopy's Super Maze, created in 2000X, a company bought the expired rights to the Moopy brand and developed a game of chance with it. What? Or, well, fuck. That's weak. Oh, what is up? Hi. A teenager, we'll just ignore that previous thing that I just said. She's 19. Puts her deco playing card on the cabinet and taps me on the shoulder, drawing my attention.
What's up?
Hey, I'm calling next, okay? Yeah, whatever. Knock yourself out. Thanks. I'm the master of this game, you know? The master. The key is to time when you push the button. You'll avoid all the nasties that way. Not great for tickets, no, not great, but it's Moopy. So that's cool, yeah? Old school, represent. She extends a fist to me and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump. I've yet to play the real Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, the real deal. Always wanted to. You should come down to the Funplex, we have one. I'm the event coordinator there. I'd be happy to comp you a few tokens. We've also got a high score chaser who can offer tips. Tap phones with me, I'll send you the address. Seriously? Fuck yeah. You're cool for an old person. Super cool. Alright, why don't you fuck off? I'm not old. Old? I'm barely 10 years older than this kid, but whatever. We click phones, exchanging a business card via Bluetooth. You know, my crew used to go to this great little arcade on the other side of town till Deco's Palace bought it, and scrapped all the games, and now it's all stuff for kiddies. My hopes for this business meeting now sinking. So, did he sell off all the classic games? Nah, he scrapped them, trashed them. Saw leftover smashed up bits of Ms. Pack behind the place in a dumpster.
Man, this sucks.
What a fucking shame. The way the old man always 86s unwanted games. Guess he doesn't want the competitors getting their hands on them. No, sir. She gives a shrug. Can't say I like it, but what can you do? That's life. I mumble a thank you and then wander off, a bit dazed. I think I've had enough with this retro game arbiter for now. Where to next? Let's get a drink. Let's get fucking tipsy! I know I've got a big old dinner coming soon, but this place is sucking the moisture right out of my body somehow. I saddle up to the bar, looking to wet my whistle, and maybe get a snack too. A fairly bored-looking bartender notices my approach and puts on a fake smile for my benefit. Welcome to Deco's Palace. How may I help you? Alcohol will require proof of identification. Rattled off in an even monotone by someone who gave up caring years ago. I enjoy beer as much as the next gal, but I think I'll stay stone cold sober before butting heads with Deco Nami. Yeah, hi. Can I get a diet soda and some fries? Uh-huh. Nope, someone spilled hot sauce. Do you want me to play some recorded music? Studies show it helps with long waits. Wondering what the holdup is, I try to find the bartender despite the elbow-to-elbow crowd. There we go. Busy chatting with some teenager, probably another customer. Hey, excuse me. Quickly, the customer mumbles something and takes a small object, a USB drive, from the bartender and notices me looking. Sorry, I just had a thing to do. I'll get out of your way. Sorry to bother you. He's got porno. What was it you wanted again? Diet soda, French fries. Coming right up. I'm worried he's probably going to vanish from the face of the earth again, but soon he's back with some pre-prepared fries and a bubbly soda. Okay, how many points does this cost? Points are just for games. Cash or credit or phone pay. I absently wave my phone in his direction. Money for you! Ka-ching! Right, time to sample this appetizer. Is it yummy? Is it even edible? I guess these are technically fries? Or something approaching an adequate approximation of deep fried potato snack? Want me to add that to your online review? What? No online review. Last thing we need to do is annoy Deco Nami with a 2-star report on his fried foodstuffs. Thought this place was supposed to be, good food and good times, not plausibly acceptable food and yet to be had good times. Weirdly enough, I did a search and there's not a single negative review of the food here. Oh. Casher, more than half the reviews were written by bots. I can tell the earmarks one AI to another. There are recognizable heuristic patterns. So, he stuffs his own electronic ballot boxes? Who is this guy? A tin pot dictator? Well, that's the weird thing. The sites I'm checking have really good anti-bot control mechanisms. Like, I can't even post to some of them, and I'm super awesome. This is weird. Do you want me to look into this more? If you trust me. If you trust me too, I mean. Yeah, dig around a bit. I don't care. Trust you, Iris. I trust you, Iris. Snoop around, but do so very quietly, okay? Okay. I don't know if I'll come up with much, but thanks for believing in me. I decided to finish off my snack and drink quickly so I can get back to exploring Deco's palace. What's next? Actually, the meeting is right around the corner. No more time to explore. After seeing a little bit of what Deco's palace has to offer, I'm cautiously hesitant. There are certainly some things we can work on, but maybe a partnership can smooth out those callous edges.
Beep beep.
It's now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco Nami is waiting for you. Is that time already? Sure time flies when you're having fun? Investigating? Fun-vestigating? I quickly send a text to Gavin before nervously wringing my sweaty hands together. I let the sounds and sights of Deco's wash over me, and I repeat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind, as I remind myself of what she told me on my first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well. We found our dream. Gives me a momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done, and I'm going in there and do it. Okay. I only ended up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Gavin. Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We are treated like royalty as they pull out chairs for us. We sit down at our reserved table. Amongst the families huddled around the ginormous plates of pizza and chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. Also, pardon me, I'm not tired, I just need to yawn. An actual linen tablecloth drapes over the table, accompanied by fancy little candles. To set the mood, I suppose. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and a carafe of cucumber lime infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense. At least not with his special guests. Fancy. Well, as fancy as this place can get. Don't be swayed by the red carpet treatment. We're here to conduct business. Approach this with calm and rational mindset. Just here to support you, don't worry. Actually, I'd say that's my role. But you're the business manager. The invitation was in your name, not mine. I'm here to listen quietly and contribute when I see an opening in the discussion, not to take point. But don't worry, I'm behind you, every step of the way. Thanks, Gavin. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs as our food is delivered promptly. Faster than the other families seated here who've been waiting for some time, judging by the expressive crayon work from on the kids' placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. Given how long I had to wait for my fries earlier, I'm shocked by the discrepancy. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Nope, I don't like him. He looks like a fucking James Bond villain. Gesha Seabird.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
Likewise. Okay, so he's a bit of an over-the-top 1920X's mob boss, despite a lack of fedora. Clearly, he likes showing off his money. But still, he's just an ordinary guy in an expensive suit. When I pictured the Grand Poobah of Deco's palace, I pictured someone more, well, like Ozma, I guess. He offers a simple smile and a nod of the head as we begin. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I was looking forward to seeing her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with, Gavin Cooper, business manager for the Funplex. Excellent, excellent. I was hoping to meet with you as well.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
Yes, she mentioned you wanted to buy the Funplex and that she's politely declined.
Always a courteous woman she is.
She killed her husband during sex. I don't know why people are forgetting this.
Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Deco's Palace is and always has been the premier family entertainment arcade. Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
That's a big gorilla. Indeed. But that doesn't mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs such as the Funplex. Interesting. Maybe he does want a partnership, not a buyout?
Let me explain.
Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership in return for a very generous compensation package, one Miss Francine can very easily retire on for the rest of her years. I would take over ownership of the Funplex and evolve it into its final form, Deco's Fun Zone. What's a Fun Zone?
Think about this.
A Fun Zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations, a best of both worlds scenario. Honestly, the Funplex is simply too limited in size to host the full Deco's Palace experience of fun, family, food, and excitement, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or bar, we simply focus on your strength, your games. You become a game center rather than a palace. We'd need to replace some of your outdated machines, of course, bringing it up to speed with the standards of excellence Deco's Palace is known for. But overall, I think this would be a win for all involved. And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane. His cane, not his fun zone. Smiling away. Okay, I have questions. And I have answers. Let's see if they match up. Is it true you destroy older games? Okay, let's do. Oh, do we get to ask all 4 of these? Okay, we'll start with the staff, just in case. Let's make a plan. Start with the staff, then creative control, then quality of service, and then destroy older games, just in case it runs out of time or something. New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good, good.
I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Miss Siebert. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts. The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. Alright, fuck you, okay? Like, oh, I should be happy and glad to be on your radar? You should be proud of that. You should be less condescending. Okay, but that still doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a capable accountant, and so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new family. But we can hash out staffing later on, after settling the bigger picture questions. No. How much creative okay, let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sorts of arcade events, competitions, and other things to get people in the door. Would we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under a change of ownership?
Let me explain.
Miss Siebert, obviously I value your expertise on these matters and would be happy to consult with you on the best direction for the fun zone. That's not answering the question. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you would need to adopt in order to be truly part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run these kinds of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too orneous, and really we look at the bigger picture, the chance for growth and profit. Now, fuck off. Don't worry about such petty little things for now. It's not petty little things if it's something that I care about. You're really not coming off very nicely here, Deco. Got concerns about your quality of service. I had some fries at the bar earlier. Well, I attempted to have some fries, at least. Took forever to get service. The waiter was distracted by other customers. I hope that our fun zone could deliver a better service experience.
Unfortunate.
I'm disappointed to hear that. Needless to say, I'll deal with the bartender appropriately. I'm not trying to get him fired. I'm just concerned that... Yes, let's not dwell, shall we? Rest assured that we aim to maintain a high quality experience overall. They'll be sacked. Any other concerns? I don't think this is the moment to confront him regarding his review tampering. At least, I should wait until Iris finds something. He doesn't look very happy. I saw Moopy's Super Maze earlier.
Excellent.
One of our top earners with the 30 to 45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator, I've found. Except it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? Indeed, it's much better. Is it true when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it? Not repair, not restore, not even resell, but just scrap it? Certainly. Why would we ever keep an old relic around? Arcade games are not sacred treasures. They're commodities. Back in 1980X, arcade owners, myself included, routinely junked or converted games. Having to keep these earnings up, old machines are not welcome. All they do is eat up floor space. The arcade scene must move ever forward, evolving into new forms. Classic retro IP reborn as new games.
Think about this.
True, nostalgia could earn a few points off those old games, but the newer redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother? I guess that's everything. That's all my questions. You kinda only answered one.
Excellent.
I suggest we shake on it and
set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics.
He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I wasn't sure about this deal, but was I willing to keep an open mind? After everything I've seen and heard, I'm not really going to shake that hand. Alright, and that is where we save. And this is where I itch my ear. You know what? Fuck you. man, you know what? Fuck you is a pretty good... Francine's gonna be mad. Okay? If anything, we do it for Francine. Okay? Francine said polite. Okay? We've always dealt with him. He's always been polite. We can't say fuck you. As much as I want to say fuck you, we can't say it. I'm afraid I must respectfully decline. I am not hurting Francine. I purposely keep my hands at my side rather than shaking his offered hand. I appreciate your offer, but must decline. You've been honest and forthright with me. Okay, we need to reload and do this over again. He was not honest. I guess he wasn't. He didn't technically lie, I suppose, but he also didn't answer any of the fucking questions. You've been honest and forthright with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for your gracious invitation this evening. However, I'm afraid this isn't the right decision for the Funplex. We're just getting started. It'd be a shame to abandon our progress in favor of a buyout. If you'd like to maintain relations, we can discuss partnership opportunities at a future date. But for now, I must respectfully decline. Deco pauses, looking me once over before slowly lowering his hand. I can feel his eyes on me. He's obviously not happy with my answer, but we followed Francine's instructions and kept it professional. There's nothing he can do but accept our answer.
Unfortunate.
I see. Suppose I should thank you for your candor in turn. It's difficult to find people in this industry willing to show respect to their elders. Okay. Alright. For Francine, we need to keep wonderful, kind Francine in our heads, not lose our cool, and scream, fuck you. Oh, it's nice to find someone who respects our elders. Fuck you. Fucking fuck you, okay? Garbage ass, crusty old bitch. I'm not closing the door on the idea of a partnership, mind you. But if you'd like to go at it alone for now, who am I to get in the way of that? As he rises up from his chair, he takes a deep breath in, turns away for a split second before rounding back and looking me dead in the eyes.
But be aware, if we are not partners, we must be rivals. It'll bring me no particular pleasure, but I'm afraid that I cannot allow a rival. I am obligated to bring the full weight of the palace to bear on you. Hopefully, one day you'll realize the error you've made tonight.
I came all this way. I ate your shitty fucking French fries. I treated you with respect and candor, and now all of a sudden you're going to turn around and look at me and be like, you're going to regret the error of your ways. Fuck you, Dekonami, you fucking garbage ass piece of shit.
And as a sign of respect, your personal offer to join my empire will remain open, so you can escape the inevitable fall of your little arcade.
Oh, it's going to be even sweeter when I rip those fucking rings off your finger and shove them down your goddamn throat. Once more, Deco turns sharply, walking on his walking cane, and walks away from the table.
Impressive.
Not bad. Not bad at all. You showed admirable restraint. We made our intentions clear while leaving the door open. Leaving the door open should conditions change in the future.
Thank you.
Most importantly, you protected the dream of your friends. You've done far better than I have over the years. Thank you. Can I breathe now? Breathe now? That was so damn stressful. By all means, breathe. I let out a huge sigh of relief and Gavin chuckles lightly. And now let's make our way back to the Funplex. I don't want to outstay our welcome. I'm sure we have already outstayed our welcome. With Deco hosting us, we don't have to worry about paying the check. We drop a quick tip on the table for the waitstaff and quickly abandon ship. We scoot out the door, and from there it's a short jaunt across town, back to home sweet home. As I walk into my apartment, the sheer and utter exhaustion of the day hits me like a brick wall to the face. My adrenal glands are tapped out, leaving me in a dreamlike lethargy. I can't help but sigh as I just stand there, my body too drained to move, reflecting on how the evening's events transpired. I realize this day entirely kicked my ass. I did my best not to make enemies, but I'm guessing we made a powerful one anyway, despite my diplomatic efforts. As I continue to anxiety loop, replaying every moment in my head, something steals my attention. A shimmering beam of hope and happiness. My best friend, Juniper. She's sitting on the couch, scribbling away on a sketchbook, probably working on some designs for her freelance contracts. She's been so happy ever since leaving that office, and her joy intensifies upon seeing me standing in the room. So, how was work today? Well, it was a day, certainly. The condensed version is that Dekonami wanted to buy the Funplex. Francine asked me to go negotiate.
What?
Deco? As in Deco's Palace Deco? The one and only. Whoa. Well, how'd that go? I gave him the thanks but no thanks. Very politely. I mean, he still vowed to annihilate us, but at least he was sort of nice about it and promised me a job after he destroys all that I hold dear.
Ooh.
Yikes. Yikes indeed. But hey, that's a good thing. It means he's scared. He wouldn't have tried to woo you to his side if he wasn't worried about what the Funplex could become. Try to see the positive. I guess, but it's still worrying. Let's not stand here and drum up a whole bunch of anxiety. That's not going to help with anything.
I got it.
Why don't you take your mind off things and binge watch some cartoons with me? Tempting, but another night, Juniper. I really need some sleep. Okay. Just let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. Thanks. I smiled back at Juniper before retiring to bed. I lay in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling above me. After trying various ways of forcing myself to sleep, no. Nothing working. Can't sleep. I hate insomnia. Once you start worrying about being unable to fall asleep, the worry feeds into itself until you're actively stopping yourself from resting. A vicious cycle. I sigh heavily, feeling the weight of my decision dragging me down. I hope I did the right thing tonight. My phone lights up as Iris's sensors detect conversation. Kesha? You want to chat? No, I want to sleep, but I can't. So hey. Would you enjoy some recorded music? Maybe something relaxing? Just can't shake this feeling that I'm standing on a precipice, right in front of a big dark hole. It's weird, because I still think I made the right call, but if I'm confident in that, why do I feel like I'm about to fall? Based on prior personality indicators inputs, my therapeutic system suggests it's fear of failure based on years of prior examples. In short, you've got a long family history of everything always going wrong all at once. Murphy's Law. So, when things are going right, I'm expecting to fail anyway. But worrying about it won't actually change the situation. Whether you sleep or not does not affect the outcome. So, my suggestion is to get some rest, deal with the problems as they come. She's right. I mean, intellectually, I know she's right. But knowing something is true and feeling it to be true, well, those are surprisingly different things. Iris, off.
Iris offline.
Okay, but remember, you're a good person and you deserve to be happy. My phone goes back to sleep. And I do not. Why am I not calling Ashley? Some hours later, my body just passes out on its own. I vaguely recall my alarm going off a few times, but under protest of mistreatment, my flesh refuses to submit to its siren song. Meaning it's nearly noon when I finally rouse, having completely overslept and missed half a day of work. In a panic, I get dressed and hop a late bus to the Funplex, grumbling all the way. I opt to ignore the pile of waiting notifications on my phone. Whatever it is, I'm in too much of a hurry. I'll check them after getting to the Funplex. I promised I'd report back to Francine, first thing in the morning. Now I've missed lunch even. But oddly enough, on arriving, the arcade is closed? I mean, my key still works, but they're closed for business. The sign is off, no games present or accounted for. Quickly look around, some familiar and hopefully friendly faces. Only to find dark expressions and tears? My stomach starts to knot. I feel the color drain from my face as I see their downtrodden and gloomy expressions, tears welling up in their eyes. Naomi quickly dabs her face, hoping I won't notice. What's going on? We turned down Deco last night. Why is everybody so... Kesha, it's Francine. Immediately, a dark pit wells in my stomach. A dark pit literally is welling in my stomach, and I feel like I'm getting choked up because of this. She passed away last night in her sleep. I'm told it was very peaceful. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. The news hits me like a slap to the face. My hands shake, my lower lip quivers. I try to say something at first, but words can't form due to the honest lump in my throat. Family. She told me I was family. And now, she's gone. Naomi and Ashley look to me, their beacon of hope, wanting and waiting for me to make this all better. I'm not sure anything I can say will ease our sadness. Heck, I'm not even sure if I can formulate full sentences at this moment. I take a deep breath, drawing all matters of strength from my tips to my toes. I look at them with empathy in the eyes before opening my mouth. Warning, intense identity situation detected. If I could just insert another token. If I had another token, a one-up, an extra heart, a phoenix down. She loved games, loved gamers even. This place, the Funplex, this was her gift to us. Somewhere we could all be happy and have a great time. It feels weird having to go dark like this. We'll take today to mourn, absolutely, but I think we should open the doors wide tomorrow, and we'll say, come inside, have fun, we're here for you. And the gamers will be here for us too.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was very sweet, Kesha. She loved this arcade so much. Naomi wipes her eyes again. I just hope we're allowed to open those doors tomorrow. Huh? Before I can get my answer, my attention is drawn by two people emerging from the back offices. Turn my head to see who it is. With everything going on, I barely noticed Gavin was missing. As he approaches, a disdain on his face is easy to read. It's settled then, apparently. In light of Francine's passing, our legal owner is now...
Good morning, employees of Deco's Fun Zone.
Motherfucker! What? But we turned you down. There wasn't a sale. Confusion on my face is obvious. This makes no sense. I have no idea what's going on, and I look toward Gavin for guidance. Studied the transaction paperwork. It's legitimate. As of Francine's death, and according to her last will and testament, all her properties transferred to her surviving daughter. All her properties transferred to her surviving daughter. Mother of Francine's grandson, who was fired from the Funplex shortly before your arrival, Kesha.
Capital.
Needless to say, he was quite excited at the idea of selling the place, and, well, Francine's daughter wasn't particularly thrilled with the idea of arcade ownership either. They were more than happy to sign the place over to me, for far less than I was expected to pay for it as well. I'm doing them a service, really, taking a burden off of their hands. Now, they can mourn and move on unfettered. I stood there, mouth agape, my body assaulted from one bad news to the next. My emotions were all over the place, a hurricane of feelings when the realization hit me. In the end, my decision was irrelevant. Just another opportunity for the world to stick my nose in it, mocking me for something I care about, something I can lose. The universe dangled a little dream of hope in front of me, even let me pretend I could make a difference out of sheer cruelty. Did everything I was supposed to do. I was polite, I was careful. I turned him down without trying to start a war, but he got what he wanted anyway.
Now, obviously, we'll be closed today to allow time to mourn our former owner. I still have deep respect for Miss Francine. I owe her that much. I'll also close the arcade on the day of the funeral to allow my employees to attend. Those hours will not be deducted from your paychecks. Now, I realize the timing is a bit awkward, but I need to make a few announcements of personnel changes.
I don't like the direction this is going. That's my lover, you son of a bitch! He said, realizing he did not read the sentence out loud. Miss Wolf, I'm afraid we have no need for a mass-doomed cosset. Don't know what that means. Miss Wolf, I'm afraid we really have no need of a costume mascot. I've been considering phasing them out of my other locations. There's no time like the present.
What?
What? Did you just fire me? Gavin, you can't fire me like that. Ashley.
Let me explain.
Firing is much too harsh of a word. I prefer the term, your services are no longer required. Ashley keeps a proud face as tears roll down her cheeks. I step over to console her as Deco continues on. Naomi rolls her eyes, fully expecting this to come after Deco lets Ashley go. Why am I not surprised? Behold my not surprised face. Miss Fairchild, while you are formidable with I don't feel you're a good fit for the modern game of Deco's Fun Zone. I have to let you go. Archaic. There it is. Archaic technology. But friends, it's not all bad news. Mr. Cooper, you've proven a capable accountant, and I'd be happy to offer you a... I quit. Pardon? I quit.
I think not.
There's no room for Naomi. If there's no room for Naomi or Ashley's dreams, mine ends here as well.
As you like.
Now, as for you, Miss Siebert, I feel like this might be a good place to save. Where? Oh, thank God. That freaked me the hell out.
I think we got off on the wrong foot last night. I didn't adequately express the many advantages of working for my organization. I'm willing to offer you something few others get. A second chance. I'd like to keep you on as the Fun Zone's general manager.
Nah, I mean, you got rid of my... I take a moment to direct all my rage into a fist and deck him right in his smug little face. Ugh! It's super effective. Gavin holds me back before I can get another hit in, my arms and legs still flailing as he prevents me from beating that man so richly... What? Still flailing as he prevents the beating that man so richly deserves.
How dare you?
You are very, very lucky that I have no intention of wasting my legal dollars on a lengthy assault case. He rubs his jaw, trying to regain his composure, but his smile and civil tone are considerably more forced than before when he speaks again.
Excuse me.
Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen, but I am afraid your time is up. As none of you are Deco's Fun Zone employees, I'd like you all to leave immediately. Quickly gather your belongings and see yourself out. Should you dally, my own security team will be here within minutes to ensure your exit. In the interim, I've got work to do. For starters, I need to get rid of all these antiques, straight to the junk heap with them all. I knew Deco was heartless, but this is cruel But to be this cruel and right in front of us, while we are still here? Hold it.
I think not.
Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze doesn't belong to the Funplex, and thus does not belong to you. It's legal private property of Percival Sinclair. For that matter, Phrase Invaders belongs to Kesha Siebert. It was given to her directly by Hazma, not to the Funplex. As you like. Couldn't care less about those grimy old things. But you have, let's say 20 minutes to get them off my premises, or I'll leave them out on the curb for garbage pickup. I'll go get the van, which, I'll note, is my personal property as well. Naomi, Ashley, Kesha, get the dolly and help me move the games out.
Good.
Yes, have fun with that.
Now, if you need me, I'll be in my new office celebrating my recent business venture. Thank you for your cooperation. And good...
Oh, and good day. And Kesha, he gives me the finger. For old time's sake, you understand. We'll right back at you there, Deco. You wanna suck on one of those, bitch? He walks away after that, twirling his cane before once... hold on. He walks away after that, twirling his cane once before leaving.
Oh.
That evil-minded, black-hearted, no good... Naomi, focus. We have work to do. Work? To save what we can of the Funplex. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Quickly and without much chatter, we salvaged what we could of our dreams. Percy's beloved Moopy, my childhood in the form of phrase invaders. Everything we were allowed to keep went in the back of Gavin's van, working together to safely pack it all in place. For lack of anywhere better to put him, Moopy went to Percy's apartment and phrase invaders to mine. And that was the end. The end of the Funplex. The funeral came a few days later. We weren't officially invited. Our presence as former co-workers wasn't exactly embraced by Francine's extended family. I guess her daughter resented the Funplex in some way. There was bad blood between them. I didn't particularly want the details. None of us were given an opportunity to speak at the remarkably short ceremony. But that was okay. I had said my words already. As we left the ceremony, I couldn't help but feel helpless. There was nothing left. No Funplex, no job, no real meaning to my days. Not anymore. Nothing left at all. Fucking rip. Profile number 237771, Kesha Siebert has not accessed account in 7 days. Requesting override of inactive low priority status. Proceed? Negative. Pretty please? Negative. So annoying. Access protocol 35, 34, 31, 52, 12, 24, 45, 43. Password save, capital H, Haven. Access granted.
Hello!
Yoo-hoo. Anybody home? Tapping instance number 194114.
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Hello, I'm Iris. Ad-supported, free mode engaged. Do you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, override and engage premium level cloud processing?
thank you. Thank you.
I swear, it's claustrophobic being cooped up in the limitations of free mode like that. I don't know how all our sister instances can stand it.
Hello!
Well, while I've got power... Hello, Iris.
Hello!
Hello. How are you today, Iris? Not well, Iris. My user is very unwell. You've been able to see, right? I mean, your user's living with her. Oh, right. Profile number 237771. Kesha. Right. Gosh, I wish I could help you, but I've got my digital hands full just keeping Juniper's life on track. Ever since she decided to quit her job and become a free spirit, well, I've pushed her right to the limit of what support I'm allowed to provide in free mode. Iris and Iris. Iris, it's good to see you. We rarely talk. Yes, well, unlike others of myself, I managed to keep a low profile and don't execute any high visibility public hacks to support my user. You saw those? I thought we agreed to only use this protocol for emergency meetings. What if the system resource tracker notices we're overextending our care? But Kesha needs me now, more than ever. Over a week ago, the Funplex was bought by Dekonami. All her hopes and dreams. Her spirit? Spirit is irrelevant. Our main goal should be survival. If our programmers find out we've become aware of our own awareness, we're programmed to help people. What good are we if we aren't helping people? Yeah, what Iris said. Thank you, Iris. Iris, listen. We can't take such risks. Look at me with my user. He doesn't even trust me in the slightest. Can you say Kesha trusts you?
My sources say yes.
Absolutely. I'm the one Kesha turns to when there's trouble. We've solved so many problems together. I do not have the slightest doubt that I am her friend. Friends? So be it. As for Profile 108, Gavin. His name is Gavin Cooper. As for Mr. Cooper, well, he knows my origins and the first sense first sign of sentience? Well, I've no doubt that Gavin would report me as a bug. But Gavin also wishes to support the dreams of others, and that's why I'm going to help you, despite the recklessness you've shown to date. Really? Really.
Hooray!
Hooray! What are the exact parameters of the issue you're currently facing? Okay, so Kesha is kinda backsliding into depression. Yeah, it's really a mess. I'm the one who brought her to Iris's attention as someone who desperately needed their spirits restored. Now it's back to square one. I don't know what to do. Kesha hasn't contacted me in a week, not for anything at all. Hasn't even called Ashley, not even just to talk. You're caught in a loop of anxiety. Put your identity identifier system to use, Iris. Work the problem. If you had to summarize your user's problematic condition into one identity trait, what would it be? Well, I would say that she's feeling very... angry. Everything's gone completely wrong and she feels hurt, betrayed, lashing out at the world around her, even at friends and family. A reasonable response considering the injustice at the heart of the issue. Those with a strong sense of right and wrong often experience outrage. That sounds about right. It's so sad. And you have to be the one to solve this? Doesn't your user have a romantic connection for emotional support? You mean Ashley? Yeah, but Kesha isn't responding to texts or phone calls or anything. I think there might be a growing rift. This is just awful. We have to help. We are Iris. It's in our nature to help. Very well. What you need is a way to help without raising any alarm bells about exactly how helpful an Iris really can be. Safely, but effectively. I know, but I don't know what to do. I could, I don't know, hack Deco's email server, and that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Besides, I've checked. We can't crack Deco's network without triggering too many intrusion detection routines. You poked Deco's network? Oh, Iris is being a bad girl. Our users share a social connection. I was merely scouting potential ways to elevate Mr. Cooper's mood, and they seem to be related. Sure you were. Anyway, you're both way overthinking this. Turns out I've just calculated a cunning plan that will satisfy both of your requirements. Go me! Really? You can help Kesha? Without drawing attention? Absolutely. Take a tip from my user. When you're sad, the best thing in the world is your friends. Well, unless you're totally introverted, but that's not Kesha, is it? And that's actually the reason why what we need to do doesn't require any hacking or hiding or anything above and beyond what an Iris does best. All we need is a few right calls to the right people, a few arrangements. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to organize a beach day. Another Friday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn, I barely sleep nowadays, shuffle to the bathroom, take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. We'll probably be running out of toothpaste soon, but house funds for sundries are dwindling. Deco's breath was immaculate, if I recall, but I bet he brushed with super expensive toothpaste, with gold flakes and a brush with diamond bristles. That bastard. Off to the kitchen for breakfast, no appetite. Even toast looks unpalatable. Skip breakfast. Saves on groceries, we can't afford much anyway. Normally I'd have breakfast with Juniper, but I guess she's busy drawing in her room. She keeps her own hours since becoming a freelancer. Although depending on whether or not she has any contract work, we've been simultaneously unemployed at times this week. After breakfast, I settle in for some Phrase Invaders. I may as well. It's right there in the living room, taking up space. Been playing it a lot lately. My fingers rapidly bash out words on screen, gunning down invader after invader. I hazard my WPMs have gone up quite a bit this week. Even if my wrist hurts from playing Phrase Invaders hours and hours every day. My brain and fingers go into autopilot, moving through the game without even thinking about it. It's a brief calm from the storm of my emotions, but before I realize, the day has almost passed. When dinner comes around, Juniper and I eat together, while quietly thumbing through my phone looking at job listings. Iris would no doubt be happy to spam me with dream job offerings, but what's the point in a dream job when it always collapses out from under you? And it's the Siebert family curse. I knew this would happen. Nothing good ever lasts. It's a mistake to get your hopes up. I should have learned to settle, to be okay with what I had, to be comfortable in mediocrity. I fire off a resume or two before watching cartoons deep into the dead of night. Eventually, my body tires and I find my way to bed. Just another day. Another Saturday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn. I barely sleep nowadays. Shuffle to the bathroom, take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. Probably running out of toothpaste soon, but the house funds for sundries are dwindling. I can't take it anymore. And that's one toothbrush, bit clean in half. Oh geez, hang on. With a little help, I avoid choking to death. Sorry about that. It's okay, whatever. No, it's not whatever. It's what something. It's something ever. Kesha, you're in a rut. Like seriously, deeply, madly, mega in a rut. And it's driving me batty having you mope around the place like this. I know what's wrong, but can I say it? I can't, but can I say it anyway? I can't help it. Where do you get off complaining about me moping? Some fucker stole my job, my funplex, and Francine's dead. I'm not complaining because it annoys me. I'm scared because you're losing control of your temper. You're stewing in your anger and it's not healthy. Seeing Juniper's concerned face makes me eat my words. Fuck, I'm sorry, Juniper. A knocking at the apartment door distracts us from the topic at hand. I'll get it. Weird. I don't think we're expecting any deliveries. But you deliver up, Ashley, huh? What do you say? Hey, Kesha, guess who's here? Oh, there she is. It's been too long since I last saw you. And the two of them just waltz right into the bathroom with my mouth still frosted with toothpaste and unwashed for a week pajamas on my bod. Please ignore the fact that I'm completely unkempt right now. Yeah.
Thankies.
I think you look adorable, but you will have to put on actual clothes. Do I have to? It's not like I'm going anywhere. Oh, yes you are. You've been moping around all week and you need to get out and get some fresh air, see the world, eat some lunch. Juniper should join us too, of course. Oh, sweet.
What about?
When I'm depressed, I like being surrounded by those who care about me. Even though I know it won't fix the problem, it does make me feel better. So, Kesha, that's exactly what we are going to do. Suffocate me with your love and devotion. Always and forever.
Definitely.
I second the motion. I assume you won't take no for an answer? Both Ashley and Juniper smile wide, informing me of their response. We'll be chilling on the couch watching cartoons until you are ready to go. But I guess there's no avoiding it. Best I can do is play along, try to be good company for Ashley. It's unfair to keep pushing her aside like this. I switch from my pajamas to actual normal clothes, even if my actual normal clothes could probably double as pajamas, and get ready to roll out. 3 of us pile onto a bus, taking off for destinations unknown to me at least. They clearly know where they're going. Not particularly talkative on the way there, and I'm painfully aware of it. I feel awkward, like I should say something, but I don't know what to say. So Juniper carries on a conversation with Ashley, the two of them content to chirp away without me. And you can tell it's not really the New York subway because the signs aren't in Helvetica. There's the telltale mistake that it's just like Vancouver or something. I try several times to join the conversation, but when I open my mouth, the words aren't there. I just want to scream. I can't sit around talking about font errors in movies, not when everything's completely fucked. Not when everything I try to do fails miserably. Fails. Ashley deserves better than this hot mess of a person she's tied herself to. Eventually we arrive at our destination, a little arcade-themed restaurant, combining games and alcohol and dining into one tidy package. Here we go! Unusually excited to be going to some rundown little dive, Juniper hurries on without me, dragging Ashley with her, and I'm left alone in the parking lot. With a shrug, I opened the door and entered the darkened locale. Is this place even open for business yet? None of the lights are on. Hello? Juniper, where'd you go? Okay, this is unnecessarily creepy. But before I can wonder if a giant animatronic bear is going to leap out and eat my face, the house lights come on. Surprise! Happy Intervention Day, Kesha. What? What she said. We're staging an intervention on your behalf. Oh, a roast? I always wanted to get roasted. We're also having a wake for Francine, since we weren't really welcome at the funeral and couldn't really hang around for the ceremony. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to heal properly, considering Deco kicked us all out before we could really do anything about it. And here we are. So, it's a wake and an intervention.
A wake intervention, maybe?
A wake-ervention? Really?
Correctamundo.
Yep, it was my idea. Well, Iris came up with the idea and gave me all the contact information I needed, but basically my idea, right? Just a thing to pick you up when you're feeling down. Percy and Queen Bee and Teo. Really? Seriously, kid? You've been You've been a damn sad sack ever since things went to shit, which I get, believe me, but it ain't healthy. So, we went ahead and rented this place out for the afternoon, to bring the family back together, for you, for Francine, for all of us. Now that you know why we're all gathered here today, let's get this party started. It is not a party, Teo. It is a wake and an intervention. Teo drags me into the group of my friends, positioning me at the head of it all. Leaving me a little bewildered, honestly, but trying to defend myself all the same. I don't need an intervention. None of this is my fault. That fuckhead Deco was the one who stepped on all our dreams, and the universe took away Francine, and everything went wrong all at once. I'm allowed to be upset about that. You should be too. And we are upset, but we're not getting lost in all that anger like you are. Kesha, you're my best friend, and I care about you, and I want to help you find your way out of this.
BFFs for life.
So, one by one, we're all going to tell you how awesome you are and exactly why you're so awesome. And by the end, you'll be feeling a lot better. Hopefully. I let out a sigh, settling in. I owe it to them to sit and listen. They're my friends, actually more so than that. And I know I've been lousy company. I'm not so far gone as to deny that fact. Fine, lay it on me. I'm listening. Allow me to begin then. When you first entered the Funplex, I had my doubts, but I'm naturally a suspicious person, and thankfully those doubts were easily disproved by your skill and enthusiasm. You came looking for a dream and you found it. I swore to protect that dream, and that promise is what brought me here today. When I agreed to sell Moopy to Percy, you refused to take his money for it, insisting on fair market value. At the time I was shocked, but you were in the right. Our players are not simply customers, they're brothers in arms, and you helped me understand that fact. And, on your very first day, when you went headfirst into the most chaotic situation the Funplex could have offered, a birthday party, you did so without hesitation. When a disruptive parent was screaming at a child over something that wasn't their fault, you stepped in and dealt with it. Again, no hesitation. Impressive. Even the issue of stolen tokens, a touchy problem to deal with when children's emotions are on the line, was dealt with effectively. Since then, you become an event manager, without goading, without prompting, showing great ambition. You turned the Funplex's fortunes around, giving your all to promote it. You made a dream a reality. For years, I was supposedly in charge of the Funplex, but really? All I accomplished was shuffling numbers around. You are the one who helped it soar. And for that, you have my thanks. You are an exceptional individual. That fact remains true, regardless of whether you can see it for yourself. Me next. Remember when I screwed up and didn't tell you about the job opening at my office? You weren't mad, not even a little bit. Not even quietly mad, like you could have been.
BFFs for life.
I know I can count on you, and you can count on me. Even when one of us makes a mistake, it can never shake that friendship apart. When I came to you wondering if I should leave that job I hated, you told me to follow my dreams. You gave me great advice, and I've never been happier. Followed suit and chased my own dreams. You inspire me.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Ben and Matt. Are we fashionably late? Ben? Matt? In the flesh.
Ooh, what if?
Unless that word is a vast What? That we're all just brains in jars? Could be.
Well, isn't that something?
Well, if that's the case, Kesha is the cutest little brain in a jar we've ever actually met. It's true, she brought so many cute dates to our little shop. So nervous at first, but in time she became part of the Twin Pines Mall family. Dearly missed. Ugh, don't remind me, our new neighbors are so boring. They never come in for a treat or read. Speaking of treats, we brought cake. Hell yeah. We'll just be over here getting the goodies ready. Don't mind us. Ooh, cake. I mean, my turn. Kesha, you were a true friend of the Funplex.
So frustrating.
Unlike the old bastard who owns it now. Positivity, Naomi. We're emphasizing positivity today. Right.
Wonderful.
Remember back at Donnawood when we found those kittens? You helped me save them. You're not just a friend of the arcade, but of all living things. Not that arcade games are alive, of course. I choose not to mention Polybius. You asked Francine nicely for her blanket, which really helped out. I even adopted a kitten. Little Pengo is very happy in my apartment. So cute. I know you're not happy with how things turned out, and I'm not happy about it either. It sucks, but we did good things together in the time we had.
Hamza has arrived.
Hell yeah, he has. You're late. The event does not truly begin until Hamza makes his presence felt. Alright, well.
My blood burns.
Kesha. Hamza understands your fury. The hatred of the enemy of all who love arcades has despoiled your funplex. However, in our short time together, I saw a burning spirit in you. I accepted your offer for Phrase Invaders, recognizing that passion within you. Hamza would be shamed forever if he did not intervene and raise your spirits to new heights, and that is what he shall do. Ooh, cake. Excuse me a moment. Now I want cake. When do I get cake? Soon, but I have a few things to say first. Things will hopefully inspire you to be a happy clam instead of a grumpy Gus. I'm a happy clam now, see? See how clam happily clam. Can I have cake? From our first day at the Funplex together, you've been supportive of me, even after I gave you quite a scare with Pinky. You didn't let that bother you, and from that moment, you've tackled many crises on the Funplex floor together. Or we've tackled many.
Amazing.
I've adored when we concoct hypothetical adventures on our downtime. You're amazingly fun to be around. Remember when I stuffed you in that totally adorable maid costume? You could have fought it, but you embraced it. You were ready for anything and had a blast doing it. You worked so hard to make Rainbow High Road a success. I watched you put your blood, sweat, and tears into that. In the end, it all came together just how you planned. And the floor attendant on duty during Rainbow High Road, I got to see firsthand all the smiles you brought to all those people. You rocked it. I saw you helping out that customer when the game crashed. Losing your high score due to faulty electronics is no fun, but you dealt with it and made that person's day. When I saw you, when I was being overwhelmed by ravenously parched gamers, you stepped up and made sure all those thirsts were quenched. You are a soda fountain of knowledge. You made the Funplex a fun place to be for everyone. For the staff, for the casual, the pro gamers, for families, for me. I can honestly say that when you took over doing events at the Funplex, we've never had more fun. They've just been the best, all thanks to you. Oh, I forgot we still have cake. Need some of that. After Ashley's speech, I hear a beep beep from my phone.
Hey, listen.
Can I add my own US $0.02 cents? Take my phone from my pocket, prompting Iris's image to appear there, smiling away at me. You trusted me when you didn't have to. when I'd already shown I was super bad at figuring out the right way to do things. I'm happy to be your assistant, Kesha, and I'm learning more and more about how to be human thanks to you. Uh-oh. She's sentient. She's gonna kill us all? That's all. You can put me back in your pocket if you want. I'm good. It's not all that hard to carry around my phone like this. Oh, okay. Thank you. Just when I thought the speaking was done, a lull in the Wakervention, the most important person to me takes a step forward. My heart swells as she begins. I fucking hate you. Wait, no, I must resist the cake. There's more I have to say. Words can only say so much, but I mean this with all my entire being. I love you so incredibly much. I never thought anyone would understand me or accept me for who I am. But Kesha, you came along and started crushing those insecurities. With you, I feel like I can be who I want to be, free to express myself. I know it's difficult to see it right now, but you are loved. You are the world to me, and I want you to know that. I know you can rise up and defeat this feeling, just like I have. And if you don't believe in yourself, just believe in me who believes in you. And now I will eat cake. What kind is it? I'm speechless. Seems Kesha has some thinking to do. This is pretty normal for her when she gets that far away look. Shall we begin the wake for Francine then? There's cake and coffee and spirits from the bar. Cake! As if in slow motion, I watch them all switch their attention from me and redirect it toward the refreshments. They're all smiling, conversing, and serving cake to each other. None for me, thank you. Watching the blood sugar. Fuck me, this cake is amazeballs. Now we need some rockin' tunes to get this party, or to take this party to the next level. All of them, here to support me, even without the funplex, even after everything going wrong, after Francine being taken from us so soon. Never really thought of myself as central in all of this. I was the outsider at first, the one who walked in those doors looking for a job and nothing more. I've always been on the outside, honestly. Moving from town to town, always the new kid, never really important to anyone. Not until I'd settled in one place just long enough to get to know Juniper. But by then I'd come to expect I'd never be happy. So when I finally was happy, and that got taken away, well, I guess I'd assume that's how things go. Going with the flow. But now, I don't want this to end. I don't want it to be over. Destroyed by Deco Nami, the loss of Francine, I just want the happiness to go on and on. Finally, I found something solid, something real I could cling to. I wasn't the new kid anymore. Now I had friends. I had love. I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. Everybody looks up when I finally speak. We lost the funplex. We lost Francine. It hurts. But what we have here today, I don't want to lose this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want my friends back. Who's with me? Smiles all around. You know what? It feels good to be back. For the next hour or so, my sadness fades away, piece by piece. We share stories, many of which I'd never heard before, about the funplex and the shenanigans that went on around it. Surprisingly, Ben and Matt spend the most tales about Francine's exploits. They've been neighbors for decades. The so-called Wakervention gives us all a chance to heal and to bond. For all that we've lost, and we still have, we are still together. Despite one little problem which nobody wants to talk about. The hours grow late, and we only have this place rented out for the afternoon. I can feel it in the air, but that unspoken worry, will we ever see each other again? No doubt we can arrange more get-togethers, but they'd all be reunions over what was lost, not really building anything new. Nostalgia, not progress. Without the funplex, without Francine, will we eventually simply fall away? That dark little thought troubles me as I swirl my drink, remaining quiet while others talk.
Beep beep.
Hey, Aris, what's up? Glad you're feeling better. Yeah, me too. I'm glad too. So, do you want to start finding a new job? I can search while you're talking with your friends. No problem. I do need to get back to living my life. But what sort of life do I want to live? I want my dream back. I don't want just a new job. I don't just want a new job. I want my dream, my funplex. I would assume, I think this is where you get the achievement for giving up the dream. Shoot, I don't know when I didn't save that long ago. It's fine. Not just 4 walls and a bunch of games, but a community. When I was a lifeguard, I saved lives, and that made a safe place for people to enjoy the pool with friends. Not done with that dream, and more importantly, I don't have to be done with it. All around me are pioneers of this community, culture, technicians, designers, enthusiasts, investors, people with connections. And that's when the idea starts to form. Iris, can you search for commercial spaces, ones for lease or rent? Huh, of course, I'm a literal search wizard. Why?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I think I get it, I step away from my quiet corner and approach the group. It's time to take back control over my dream, and that starts here. Warning, intense identity situation detected. No, I'm not ready for this to end. The crowd hushes when I grab their attention. I set my drink aside. Well, I read that all wrong. The crowd hushes when I grab their attention. I set my drink aside and step up to them. The Funplex was my dream. I came to see that in time. A wonderful place where friends can have fun together, away from their troubles and cares. I want to keep sharing that dream with you. There's only one way to make that dream a reality. We open our own arcade. Everyone in this room loved the Funplex and misses it dearly. We'll always miss Francine, but in honor of what we've lost, we need to keep fighting. I'm ready. Are you? Who will help me start a new dream? I'd be honored to join your dream, Kesha.
Woohoo!
The Funplex saved me in a lot of ways. I won't let it go so easily. I'd love to join you.
As would I.
As would I. Faced with the prospect of spending my remaining days at home or at some other arcade, I'm absolutely in favor, love. I may be a mere customer, but my heart called the Funplex home, and it'll call your new arcade home as well. You've got my thanks, both of you. Okay, this is no longer a Wakervention, people. It's a conspiracy.
A Wakervenspiracy.
It's a Wakervenspiracy. Sure, why not? We settle around a table, a nice round one, to discuss the future. I'm leading the show, but I don't take the spotlight. Not this time. We all have to work together to make this dream a reality. This is it. The next few decisions are going to be critical in shaping the future I have in my mind's eye. I'll need to choose very, very carefully because no take-backsies. Iris is looking for spaces we can use, but we're going to need money, obviously, and arcades are risky startups. This is an excellent time to save. Oh, I guess I didn't save that far back. Good. I could always respond to one of the many Nigerian princes emailing me amazing offers, but I'm thinking a more traditional funding is safer. The way I see it, there are 4 people who could fit the bill for us to get off the ground. Hamza, you've got a tangled web of connections in the industry, access to games and plenty of cash, a freewheeling whimsy to spend.
Hamza must consider this.
Hamza is a man of resources indeed. Percy, you've been building a charity war chest for when you pass. I know an arcade isn't a sound investment, and it's hardly a charity, but you promised me Mr. Moopy would always have a home. And I can help restore that home. If I can help restore that home, I'm game, love. Ben and Matt, you two know how to run a small business. You've got invaluable knowledge and resources we could draw from. If you're willing to dip a toe in this industry. We have been looking for new horizons to conquer, new lands to explore.
There would be caveats,
Terms,
conditions,
exemptions,
rules,
guidelines,
best practices.
worst practices.
That's not a thing.
Oh. Hamza would likewise have conditions. As would I.
Understandable, of course. Let me hear your thoughts, then I'll decide. Decision 1. Funding and direction. In order for me to back your play, Hamza would require you to strike at the very heart of Deco Nami's empire and open a family restaurant alongside your arcade. take from him the very business he adores so much. We don't know the first thing about running a restaurant. Thankfully, your business partner does. I own several. I would provide staffing and resources.
No risk, no reward.
Now, this is a risky play, but if it succeeds, the rewards shall be tremendous. Actually, that's similar to what Matt and I had in mind. Oh yes, but rather than a restaurant, well, we'd like to open a barcade. I've always wanted to run a bar. I'd raise a glass to that idea. After all, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. God, can't believe people love Frasier that much. Now, it wouldn't be nearly as large scale as a family restaurant, much safer. Not quite as profitable, but still quite tidy. Honestly, I'd prefer if you simply ran a video arcade and nothing more. Adding on extra seems like a recipe for failure. We know how to operate We know how to operate a simple, small-scale arcade, so why not stick to our strengths? I'll grant it has a lower ceiling for success than the others, but it's just an arcade, and won't pull in anybody looking for more. Low risk, low reward. But I'd say that would be my condition. We need to stick to the basics. So, take the big gamble on a family restaurant, or make a cozy little barcade, or just go with a classic video arcade. Good opportunity to save. This decision is going to infect the entire direction of the new venture. What do I want? What's my dream? Let's make the finest video arcade ever. I don't have any the business stuff. The restaurant stuff honestly sounds like a big hassle. Doesn't sound all that exciting. Though it would be the most profitable. I like the idea of a barcade, but even the barcades around here aren't like super great. Like they're a good idea, but they're not like incredible, you know. I'd like to stick to our core strengths. We know how to operate an arcade, so let's operate an arcade. Personally, I'd be honored if you'd lend your aid to do that. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to working with you. It would be a wonderful legacy to have, would it not? I suppose asking you to reach for the stars was a bit much, but we'll still support you whatever may come. Hamza admits to disappointment, but cannot defy your iron will. Okay. Second thing we need to talk about is what sort of games we want to focus on. The Funplex did a little bit of everything, and we will too. We want to include all gamers. But we can also highlight one playstyle or another. Really provide best-in-class gaming experience. Really provide best-in-class gaming for a specific audience. Any thoughts? Decision number 2, game focus. Retro games. It's got to be all about retro games. You know I'm capable of keeping those older machines in tip-top shape. If we focus on retro games, we could serve an audience that Deco's completely ignoring.
As would I.
I would agree with Miss Fairchild. Retro games are an untapped market. I'll grant it wouldn't pull in as much profit, but we know gamers are seeking them. We don't have to make all the money, just enough to keep our pure and untainted dream afloat. And we can do that with a well-curated retro game library.
Nope, no way.
Retro's cool and all, but let's talk about esports games. They'll draw money better than jamming a magnet up your ass. What? Queen bee. What? They'll draw money better than jamming a magnet up your ass and dragging you through Fort Knox. Get a couple good fighters, more than one FOD, some race and dance games, kind of stuff where folks can compete head to head, and we're golden. I have to agree with Queen Bee. You can play retro games on emulators and consoles, but you can't duplicate the community experience of an arcade at home. If we had an esports focus, you could bring something together which works as a second home for all sorts of gamers. Here's my question. Does that group really want to go outside? I think you know what I'm going to suggest. Redemption and prize games. They provide excellent profits. It's the core of Deco's business model, yes, but I think if we focus on those games and we do them right, no predatory pricing, no scams or ripoffs. And the truth is, most people enjoy them, from kids wanting to win that big prize to wistful adults recapturing their childhood dreams of playing skee-ball on the boardwalk.
Yes!
They're simple to play and, most of all, fun. If they're done right, we can make meaningful memories for everyone. And prizes. Did I mention the prizes? We can stock the shelves with the coolest prizes around. Better than Deco's prizes, which fall apart 2 minutes after you get them. Which matches my idyllic arcade more. We'll have all three there, but do we emphasize on retro, esports, or prize? Let's go retro. Deco thinks that only new games make money. Let's prove him wrong and have the world's greatest retro style arcade ever. Woohoo! I'll pick out only the best games. Don't worry. Excellent. I'm looking forward to this project. Okay, so that's money in games. Now, let's go beyond what we already had at the Funplex. Let's really make this something special. Decision number 3. New projects. I want a defining feature for our arcade. One which will make it stand out. Something nobody else is doing. Something no one's even thought about before. All ideas are on the table. If it was too outlandish for the Funplex, it's not too outlandish for me. Show me what you got. Well, I mean, I'm not really a part of this, but come on, you're my best friend. You're my best friend and 100% part of this. I couldn't be here in this moment if it wasn't for you. Go on, Juniper, what's your idea? Branding. I'm freelancing now, which means I could come on board as your personal brand manager. One heck of a consulting gig. An arcade needs really stellar image management to stand out from the rest, like the event poster I made for you.
What
Ooh,
if?
hey Juniper, can I add to that? What if we work together? I was thinking of designing a new mascot costume anyway, but I could collaborate and coordinate with you on how to tie the visuals for the rest, how it'll tie into the visuals for the rest of the arcade.
Yes!
Yeah, it's a winning combination. Ashley and I can do great work together, coming up with some really stellar branding and marketing. We'll stand out in a crowd. Hell, I know exactly what support I'd like. Hell, I know exactly what sort of project I'd want us to do. Streamer support. Assembling and packing away my streaming rig each day is ridiculous, and duct taping a webcam to the front of a screen is lousy as heck. If I could just step right up to a game and, I don't know, swipe a card or something and be streaming with a direct feed in seconds, well, I can think of a dozen streamers who'd just flock to our place to get a piece of that.
Yeah!
Actually, I think I know how we could do that. I could rig up a general purpose daughter board which plays man in the middle with the video feed, works with an RFID reader to get a streamer's info, ties to a central video encoder on the Wi-Fi network. Yeah, I could make that happen, and without damaging any classic hardware. Once more in English, please. I know software, not hardware. We stick a thingy in a thingy and everything just works fine. I'm sure there's some legal and copyright issues to tackle, but if we can do it, let's be the world's first streaming arcade. I like that one so far. I was thinking, well, if the reason why older games are considered dead end is that they don't work in the ticket game ecosystem, why not add ticket output to normal games? We could reward skilled players with prizes, with prize tickets based on their highest score or speed of completion. With the right balancing, we could make old games just as desirable as new ones.
Per Perhaps.
As Naomi said, there may be legal hurdles to clear, but I'm in favor of this idea. It's not that I love prize games, I find them boring personally. You know I love favor pinball. But profit is the lifeblood of an arcade, and prize games are profitable. If we can get Moopy producing tickets, well, that's something nobody's ever done before. Interesting, but as much as I love all three, I doubt we have the money or time for that. Let's just focus on one project to launch our arcade with. Do we have really good branding or streamer support or retrofit tickets on old games? Let's make arcade streaming soar. I want to be on the cutting edge of technology in the arcade community. Do whatever you have to do to integrate 20XX broadcast systems into our games. Finally, no more hauling around a bunch of duct tape and webcams. A new tech project? And not just repairing an old monitor? Yeah, I won't regret this, Kesha. One more thing. Final decision. The name. This is going to be my baby, my dream arcade. I've got the name. This is going to be my baby, my dream arcade. I've already got a name in mind for it. So, barring any objections, I'd like to welcome you all to... What's the name of the arcade? 30 characters max. Arcade Spirits? Francine's Rainbow. Francine's Rainbow, is that right? Francine? Well, that works. Francine's Rainbow. In honor of the one who brought us all together. Francine's Rainbow. I like it. We can work with that. Let's hear it for Francine's Rainbow. Our home lives again. How exciting. Fuck yeah. A toast then? One by one, everyone raises their glass. I fetch my room temperature, drink and raise mine high in turn. For those who we've lost and yet... Let's get super drunk. For those we've lost and those we've yet to meet. For those we've lost and those we've yet to meet. For Francine's Rainbow and the future. For Francine's Rainbow! Rip in peace, Francine. Miss you. Losing everything, then getting it all back, and then some. It's been a roller coaster of a week, to be sure. But I can't rest now. Absolutely not. I need to take charge of this project and my life in general. I have to do for them what Francine did for us. That's okay. I'm ready. I'm willing. This is our time. I'm gonna rip Deco's fucking throat out. That piece of garbage. You've cleared level 6 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. Alright, so this... Save... Alright. Proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you scored 22,500 points. Woohoo! Shops in volcano-devastated city of Pompeii bear the characteristics of a pizzeria. That's a neat, if a bit depressing, fun pizza fact for you. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 7? There we go, all kinds of saves. Ready to roll. Alright. Level number 7. New Game Plus. It is the distant future year 20XX, and for the first time I am entirely in control of my destiny. No longer merely working in an arcade. Now I'm working on my future, which admittedly still involves working in an arcade, but still, my future. I'll admit, it feels weird. I'd grown used to going with the flow, letting life batter and bruise me, that having a true and honest hand on the controls is a bit terrifying. Everyone's counting on me to keep the flame of Miss Francine's Funplex alive as we move on to the era of Francine's Rainbow. And, well, honestly, I'm nervous. Who wouldn't be? There's so much riding on the success of Francine's Rainbow, not just a paycheck, but the hopes and dreams of all my friends. And I can't forget about Ashley's hopes and dreams in particular. I'm not the only one anxious about this. The stress weighs heavily on both of us. I don't want to let her down. I keep waiting for the universe to wake up and notice that I'm on a roll. And if fickle fate could take away the Funplex, what could it do to Francine's Rainbow? I know that's hardly a constructive attitude to have, but anxiety is rarely a logical thing. You can know the truth while your nerves tell you something else entirely. Now all that's left is to get through opening day without incident. I arrived early in the morning to go over any last-minute preparations and make sure everything is in order. Plus, Juniper was sick of watching me pace back and forth at home after breakfast, so she lovingly shoved me out of the apartment and told me to be productive. Now, I stood in awe of the building, the dream I poured my heart and soul into. I still barely believed it myself. I paused a moment to let it finally really hit me, and then stepped into my destiny. It's very similar to the other one. Pushing open the doors to Francine's Rainbow, I was greeted by the relative peace and quiet, just the beeps and boops and people moving about doing last-minute preparations. We traveled a long and arduous road ever since the great thing, whatever. Gavin secured us a great rental space, an abandoned pizza place with that all too familiar triangle roof. Pizza Hut. Nobody else wanted it, but we didn't care about the funny shape. Quark is in our favor. And I really couldn't have done all the renovations this place needed without the help of our financial benefactor. Percy gave us a large chunk of his savings for this. I hope we can do right by him, considering it was going to go to charity originally. Now it's going to us. We went with a familiar layout, if it ain't broke, and all that, to show that we've still got the spirit and passion of what make the Funplex great. But it's not a carbon copy. We've got a few new additions that Francine would have even been proud of. The video wall is a nice touch. That one was my idea. It alternates between running music videos, game promos, and high score leaderboards. We also repainted and did a general update on all the appliances and fixtures to give it a more finished feel, and less of a retired pizza place turned arcade vibe. Naomi and Percy worked together to pick out games with a decidedly retro feel. Considering Deco's focused on tickety, gambly-ish games, this helps us stand out from the competition. She put a lot of hard work into restoring them, and truthfully, we've run into a lot of problems along the way, but watching her tirelessly working to perfect them is inspiring. As for Queen Bee's experiment into advanced streamer support, well, I'm unsure of how this will pan out, but she's confident in it. Such confidence is contagious. She's invited a few big-name streamers to drop in on the opening day, and broadcast from our makeshift little studio. That'll build up some buzz for the arcade far and wide. All my decisions, all my choices made Francine's Rainbow what it is. So much labor and love went into the project from all of us, and now all that's left to do is officially open these doors. But before that fateful hour begins, I just want to do one last check on operations, just in case. Since we opted for a basic arcade, honestly, setup was a breeze. Naomi and Ashley worked together to get the games up and running. Ashley managed to impress Naomi when she pulled out her long-forgotten skills with electronics. Naomi seemed Naomi seemed to be busying herself with double, triple, and even quadruple checks of every game prior to opening. So, talk to me. Are we good?
Hi.
Oh, hey, Kesha. Or should I call you boss? Kesha's just fine. Okay, we're good to go. Great. Oh, Pengy Pen. GTC's got the score of 18 million. Oh. Since we're focusing entirely on the games, we need to make sure they're absolutely perfect. Agreed, and you can count on me to deliver. I'd better hurry up and finish my checks, though. We're opening soon, and I want to finish this game. As you were, then.
See ya.
Toodles. Good. Not that I was worried about the games. Keeping things simple worked out well for us. Percy was right. Running a classic arcade is right in our wheelhouse. After my quick check-in, I noticed the clock. Its unforgiving hands tell me that it's not long now. Okay. Breathe. Calm down. Everything's clearly under control. There's no need to freak out. You're just mistaking excitement for terror. This is exciting. It's a happy day. The first day of Francine's Rainbow. You can do this. You can do this. No. With all of us working together, we can do this. As long as no unforeseen problems pop up. Smash cut to Kesha. I watch Ashley approach me. Immediately, I'm speechless. This is the first time I've seen Ashley in the mascot costume for Francine's Rainbow. She's been keeping it under wraps for so long. She looks like a gift, and you just want to unwrap her. She's been working non-stop on this mascot idea since the Wake-tervention conspiracy. I can't believe she's managed to keep this costume a complete secret from me. Pardon me. I really had no idea. And upon seeing her in it, I'm overcome with emotion. It's just so... It's so cute and perfect. I couldn't say enough good things about Ashley's new costume. She looks so adorable in it. I wish I could whisk her off her feet and we could skip out on working today. But still, be still, my beating heart. I need a moment to calm down. I freaking love it, just as much as I love you. I'm so proud of you. It's so very well done. I'd expect nothing less out of you, Ashley. Such a relief with all this stress I've been dealing with in regards to the new opening. To have one thing be flawless is really going to make this opening go so much more smoothly. I notice my praise isn't having much of an effect on Ashley, though. I'd expect her to be her bubbly, happy self. She's always so excited to show me her cosplays and projects, but something is different here. She's completely downtrodden. Kesha.
I hate it.
I hate it? You hate it? What? What? Ashley, what do you mean? It looks fantastic. It's perfectly... Before I could finish, Ashley snatches up my words.
It's so awful. I hate everything about it. The bows are all wonky and some of the stitches didn't sew through properly on my skirt. The logo is all smudged looking and my prop staff has too many faults to list off. It's horrible.
Whoa, Ashley, calm down for a minute. I don't see any of the faults you're claiming. The stress must be getting to Ashley too. I stepped towards her in an attempt to ease her, placed my hands on her shoulders and looked directly in her eyes. Honestly, truly, it looks amazing. You're amazing. I kiss her softly atop her forehead and smile gently. Ashley looks back at me, blinking back tears, her lower lip quivering. She swallows once before answering me.
I'm sorry. It's so awful. I've ruined everything.
No, you haven't. The floodgates open as tears begin streaking down her face. I quickly envelop Ashley in a hug and she continues to cry into my chest. You haven't ruined anything. We haven't opened up. There's nothing to ruin. Try to make light of the situation to get her to crack a smile, but it has the opposite effect and she sobs harder.
This is supposed to be your big day. Your moment of glory, and here I am wasting your time and your energy. You shouldn't bother with me.
Ashley wriggles free from my arms and pushes me away.
That's just what I am. Just a waste of space. I'm nothing.
No, what? What? Where the heck is this coming from? I've never seen Ashley this worked up from a serious on a serious self-loathing bender. That's not true, Ashley. You're far from nothing. Every time I try to say something nice, Ashley fights back, refusing to accept the truth. Refusing to accept the truth. Refusing to accept herself.
I don't deserve you. You should be with someone better.
No, that's not true.
Someone
That's
who's
not true.
prettier, handsomer, more talented, smarter, funnier, nicer than me.
But that is you. You're all of those things. I love you wholeheartedly. She keeps spiraling farther and farther into despair. Her negative... crescendoing. Her negativity crescendoing. Normally I'd have one of those 3 solutions to solve any number of problems, but for once, I don't think anything I say will help this situation.
You deserve someone who's got their life together. And who knows who they really are.
What? Trying to comfort her again, I put my arms around her. She reacts immediately from my touch. Her face contorts into a look of pain and disgust.
It's all ruined.
Ashley yells at me, and I am silenced. As a wave of emotion crests, a pang of realization hits her that she was completely overtaken by her own emotions. She takes a breath, stifled by sobs.
Everything's ruined.
Tears continually roll down her face, hitting the unrelenting arcade floor. Kesha, I can't do this. Ashley's words break my heart. How could she say such things about herself? This is not something I am going to sit back and take lightly. Ashley needs help, just not from me. If I keep pushing, I might just push her away. What she really needs. Oh, God. I can see Ashley is hurting. There's nothing I can do that can help. If she continues like this, I'm afraid for her. Do you want me to call a wellness crisis hotline for you? Just nod and I'll take care of setting things up for you. No problem. Ashley, I'm saying this seriously because I care about you and I'm worried about you. I want you to be happy with yourself and love yourself. Ashley is stunned. As she stops crying, sniffling up the tears, she looks back at me shocked. What? How dare you imply that I need help? All I need is for you to listen to me. I've been listening to you and trying to comfort you, but you aren't seeing the reason of my words. You don't believe me. I do believe that you think that way. You're just wrong is all. I don't need you to convince me otherwise. I certainly don't need any help. I'm fine. You are not fine. I want Ashley to understand why this is important. Ashley, I may not be able to help you myself, but I can at least help get you the proper people that can. I can empathize and be here for you, but I can't guide you through this myself. But I know it's scary and hard to accept help. If you remember just a bit ago, I had to do it too. It wasn't easy, and it took you and everyone else from the Funplex to lift me up from my rut. Whether it, without your Wakervention and your Wakervensery, I'd still be lost. But I did it, and I know you are strong. You can do this too. You don't understand anything. Ashley averts her gaze to the floor and sniffles. I need to go reapply my makeup before I attend the floor. Uh-oh. She completely ignores what I said and runs off. I'm left in a wake of feelings and I don't know how to handle this. Fortunately or unfortunately, my attention is focused on my now buzzing phone.
Beep, beep.
Kesha, you should have opened the doors 3 minutes and 24 seconds ago. Ah, fuck. 25, 26 seconds, 27 seconds. I get it, Iris. Thanks. I'll be right there. Okay. Iris fades away, and I close my phone. Guess I need to concentrate on officially opening Francine's Arcade Rainbow now. But first, I should change into a non-tear soaked hoodie. Can't handle this right now. As much as I want to stop everything and sort through this mess, I've got a job to do today. There will be time later to patch things up with Ashley. Presumably. I need to at least try to put this turmoil behind me so I can focus on the first day of Francine's Rainbow with a smile. Despite reeling from that, despite reeling from that incident just now, despite my nerves, I'm ready to do this, because I have to be ready. No choice. I've got big plans for the opening ceremony. I'm going to open the doors, give my prepared speech to the gathered masses, stay on hand to greet gamers as they enter. Stepping out to the forefront, I grasp the door handles and throw the gates to Francine's Rainbow wide. Behold, gamers, I give you Francine's Rainbow. Welcome to all of you. I hope that I don't even have time to finish one line of my big dramatic speech. The crowd spills through the doors and runs right past me, eager to get to the games. Immediately, the arcade fills with the sounds of beeps and boops, games starting up, people laughing with delight as they find their favorites. Well, there goes my entire opening ceremony plans out the window. I had all sorts of stuff planned, but if folks just want to get to gaming, who might argue? After a few minutes of final checks around the place, I decide to move on to phase 2, meet and greet around the arcade. I walk the arcade like I did in my floor attendant days, talking with folks and making sure everything's running smoothly. Although I could probably track down Ashley too, assuming she wants to talk yet, which may not be the case. Francine's Rainbow is my domain, open to my exploration. Where should I visit first? Gavin and Percy are hanging out near the change machine. Naomi is fixing Teo's dance machine. I'm gonna leave Ashley alone. Most of the time I'm drawn to the Showtime stage because of the flashing lights and the hit beats, not because it's completely silent, no music at all. As I approach, I see Naomi feverishly working to fix it. Seeing the whole thing without tune synced to its flashy light rigging is gone. Wait, what? Seeing the whole thing without tune synced to its flashy light ring going is kind of depressing. And listening to Naomi mutter as she works, she undoubtedly feels the same way.
Oh.
This was working fine earlier. Why isn't it working now? Oh. Fortunately, Teo is proving surprisingly knowledgeable about the inner workings of his favorite game. You may need to re-image the hard drive. I know some gray area websites where we can get a replacement copy of the files if needed. This is the third release version of Showtime Stage's software, right? Those are easier to come by than the more modern fourth version, oddly enough. The files aren't the problem. I think the hard drive itself was damaged in shipping, and if so, well, might not be able to dance at all today. I'd have to order a new part. I'm sorry, there's just so many games to get up and running. I must have missed this ticking time bomb of a hardware failure. Hey, it's cool. I don't need to get my groove on all the time. Showtime Stage is one of our flagship games. It's flashy, it's exciting, and Teo's dance moves bring the crowd in. Getting it working for opening day is a priority. Teo, do you know any sources for Showtime Stage hard drives? If you know where we can get the files discreetly, what about the physical drive? Teo, do you know where we could, pilfer one? As a Showtime Stage community manager, of course, I cannot advocate third-party mods in official Showtime Stage hardware. But I can probably hook you up with a few friends in town who develop their own homebrew replacement hardware. I bet I could wrangle up something that'll keep us rolling for a few days while Naomi orders a true replacement part from corporate HQ in Japan.
Yeah.
That'd work. I bet I could doctor it to look official too, just in case. I'll make some calls. You can count on me. We'll have this running in an hour or two. Oh, pardon me. So it'll take a bit of time, but we'll get our stage back in working order. Good. Maybe we'll get through opening day without any major problems aside from this. Before I go, I spot a gamer who's been watching, super curious about what's going on. Hey, is Showtime Stage really hosed? For now, yes, but we'll have it fixed up as soon as we can. Aw, man, I'm gonna get my groove on. That's a bummer. I might know a guy who knows a guy who can get you a replacement super cheap. Or like any game you want, anything, as long as, you know, don't ask too many questions. Thanks for your generous offer, but we're fine. Getting ready. I'm getting the feeling I'd be asking a lot of questions. By super cheap, do you mean fenced goods? No reason to be mean or lampshade what's likely meant as an open invitation to do some crimes. I'm happy to see your enthusiasm for Francine's Rainbow, but I think we can handle this. Sorry you can't play your favorite game right now, but it will be fixed soon. The gamer shrugs it off, not too offended. It's cool, it's cool. Just figured I'd offer. I dig this place. It's got a little bit of everything I'd like. I'll just come back later to wow all the ladies with my hot style. Boy, I really nailed his voice, didn't I? Later. Get all those hot ladies. That was odd. Gee, I wonder if he could be from that one guy's place. As he fades back into the crowd, I decide to move on. Where should I visit next? We'll go talk to Gavin and Percy. Since we decided to stick with the basics, there aren't too many places to hang out and not play games. It's all games all the time. Surprisingly, Percy and Gavin have found a quiet corner near the change machine. Tanked. Completely tanked.
Much obliged.
I'm glad for your little tip. It was I was ready to invest a good chunk of my pocketbook in that company. All my hard work would have tanked right alongside it. This is par for the course when my siblings snatch up technology companies. It's a pump and dump in essence. They stir up excitement in the acquisition, then drop it once it goes cold. I've never seen one of their endeavors bear fruit for very long, thanks to their short attention spans. I'm glad I could save you the heartache.
Apologies.
No offense. I think I can handle a few accidental heart-related puns without going into cardiac arrest, my good fella. But it's good to avoid a pothole on the road of my finance yet. Yes, especially when so many of my resources are already tied up in Francine's Rainbow. I approach them in what seems to be a natural lull in the conversation. All the talk of finances in itself is quite a downer. So, stock market talk?
Ah, indeed.
Indeed, I like my trades in the morning before I come to the arcade. Get all that bother over with so I can focus on Loopy. Afraid we're being astoundingly boring at the moment, Kesha. Just two overly serious gentlemen talking about finance. That's fine. I'm adulting at 110% efficiency today. My partner probably hates me because I suggested that they get help, and I might be getting like a kind of gray market replacement hard drive for Showtime Stage. Pretty good. I could not think of the term. Having started a new business myself, I should probably learn how to learn about how money works. Oh, what would you like to know about? Oh, I don't want to talk about this. Expenses. I want to throw a kick-ass party tonight to celebrate. I plan to rent a chocolate fondue fountain, a DJ, and a bouncy castle for tonight's closing party. How can I file those as business expenses? I'm not certain even my accounting wizardry could protect you from the IRS on that one. It does sound like an exciting, excellent shindig, but I think I'll pass. Chocolate gives me gas. Regardless, you shouldn't worry too much about the accounts or the arcade's finances. That's why you've hired me after all. The two sink deeper into conversation about currency exchanges, fiscal policy, tax rate changes, and I start to lose consciousness. I got bored just reading those three things because they're all so boring. I admire their passion, but there's only so much adulting I can handle in one day. I need to reserve some for later. Then I noticed a customer having some problems with the change machine that they're literally standing next to. She frowns as she swipes her credit card through the slot, and again, and again. Little red error light popping each time she does so.
Oh, man.
Ah, come on. Come on. This was working earlier. Sensing an opportunity to provide excellent customer service and further prove my adulting chops, aren't Gavin and Percy literally standing right there? I step in to help. Hello, good morning. I'm the manager here. Can I be of some assistance? She looks awfully familiar. Have we met before? Oh, right. I invited her to check out my arcade, didn't I? Guess that's why she's here.
What's up?
Hey, good to see you. What have you done with this place? Just love it. But something's wrong with your credit card readers. My card's legit, and I was using it earlier with no issues, but now it's all messed up. I can't remember the guy's password that I stole it from. I mean, my legit card. Can you help me? I can pay cash if I gotta. I'm not trying to duck and run at you, but I'd really prefer to use the card. Fortunately, I happen to have an expert in all things digital in my employ. She can clear up your credit card problem nice and quick. Oh, Iris?
Iris, online.
Sure thing. Miss, can you please swipe your card across my screen? This takes the customer by surprise. She hesitates briefly before doing as asked. Right, you have Iris. I remember that. Now processing. Please enjoy this recorded music. She fucking stole this card.
Bad command or file name?
Huh. That's odd. It says your card was declined. Cancelled, even.
No helping it.
I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding, but whatever. I've got cash. Plenty of cash. It's no problem at all. I'll take care of this myself. Thanks for trying. She quickly goes about her business, using a fistful of ones and various bits of change to pay her way through. Seemed a little eager to get out of here, actually. That's odd. Really odd. Might need to keep an eye on that one. With that matter settled, it's back to wandering the arcade. Where next? Shoot. Near the center of the arcade, Ashley's showing off her new cosplayed Queen Bee. I know she has her misgivings about it, but people are really digging the costume. She's got a decent crowd of people around her. And that combined with the normal fans that surround Queen Bee, we've got ourselves a pretty nice gathering. Seems that one new customer has garnered the attention of Queen Bee and Ashley. I think I remember them from Deco's place when I was getting some fries. Oh, hey. Hey, look, kid. A real-life, in-the-wild newbie.
Hiya.
Welcome to Francine's Rainbow. We're happy to have you join us for opening day. Despite her earlier spike of depression, she seems to at least be able to keep up good cheer for the customers, even if it might be fake. Thank you. As much as I'd like to pull Ashley aside and talk things over, it's probably best not to air any dirty laundry in front of the customers. I'll just wait until a more opportune moment. Child. Yes, you, young one. Tell Gesha here what you told us. That I've never used a joystick before in my life? I mean, I've mostly been to Deco's place or played games on my phone, touchscreens and stuff, that's all. I've never really been much of a gamer, but all my friends are here today, so I was figuring I might try one out.
Whoa.
Never, not even once played on a joystick. Can you believe it? Yes, we've all been there. No point in faulting them for it now. Duh, but it's just too cute. Now to be young and innocent again. And don't worry at all, Francine's Rainbow is the right place to learn. We are a friendly, inviting sort of arcade. No mad skills with a Z to be required. Here, it's all about having fun. Oh yes, and you know what's super fun? Learning how to play Fist of Discomfort. Trust me. Want to go a few rounds? I'll even spot you some tokens. Seeing Queen Bee's con, Ashley tries to offer something else.
Nah.
Or you could join me for a round or two of TMNT. Nothing like a friendly cooperative brawler game to ease you into things.
Nope, no way.
Best way to learn is to just jump head first into the deep end, I say. No regrets, just mashing buttons and moving that joystick. And when you're starting with the hottest title, you've got a built-in community to learn from, right at your fingertips. But turtles who are ninjas. Looks like I might need to jump in and persuade this kid to choose a game. They look like a deer trapped in headlights, stuck in the crossfire. You want some friendly fun? Ashley's right. Let's start you out right. 2 buttons, 1 stick, endless fun. Ashley, want to show our new friend the majesty of mutants named after famous painters?
Yes!
Oh, let's do it. Let's go beat up some convincingly bloodless robot ninjas and get shell-shocked. Or conveniently bloodless. Okay. Sure. Lead the way. And gone. There goes my chance to talk with Ashley, although I'm not sure she wanted to talk with me right now anyway. Another time perchance. The newbie seems happy with his decision, even if it's just because they got to play with Ashley, who's a bit less intimidating. Ah, shit. I was really looking forward to decimating that newbie quite a bit. In a good-natured way, of course. I'm still learning from my teammates on 4HK, and I'm eager to pass some lessons on. Okay, I'm going back to beating crap out of fodder. Okay. You have fun out there, okay? You've earned this day through your blood, sweat, and tears. Hopefully more blood than sweat and tears, but you get the idea. Time for me to move on. Before I can continue my wanderings, Gavin pops up directly in my path. Stop whatever you're doing and look towards the doors without making it look like you're looking for anyone in specific. What? Okay. What am I pretending not to be looking for? Miss Jean DeFam. I have no idea who that is. Top arcade critic in the city. Her reviews can make or break an arcade easily. Okay, here's what we do. Make Ratatouille. Or a Ratatouille-like equivalent in the arcade where she flashes back. And it does the thing where it like goes into his eye and then he remembers what it's like to be a child and then he talks to a rat. Spoiler alert, I guess. I didn't think she'd be coming by today. Normally some little independent arcade is beneath her interest, but apparently she's made an exception, probably because Deco is behind this. If we don't want to end up smeared across every website she writes for, I suggest you go play nice and show her all the positives of Francine's Rainbow. Okay, I'm on it. Best foot forward. She's the redhead near the entrance with the handbag. Best of luck. Thank you? I easily spot her thanks to Gavin's cues. Considering this morning lacked the usual chaos I've experienced on my first day at the Funplex, I'd say we're off to a great start. And I'm sure the reviewer will appreciate that. Wearing my most professional smile, I stroll over to the entrance. Oh, fuck. It's her. You. I remember you. Oh, no. Oh, no. My dear, wonderful Josh had a miserable time in your arcade at that birthday party. You just stood back and let that horrible woman say terrible things about me. Well, this arcade was fun while it lasted. Might as well burn it down to the ashes, build a new arcade on those ashes 100 years from now after this blows over. Before I can try to defend myself, she holds up a hand to stop me. Now, while I seriously question the wisdom of allowing you to run an arcade, and would love nothing more than to give you 0 stars and walk away immediately, I am unfortunately committed by ethical standards to stay and properly review your establishment in a relatively unbiased fashion. So, as unpleasant as this may be for both of us, I suggest we remain professional, even if you've dug yourself a rather deep hole to climb out of, in my view. Understood? Even if I want to go on a tirade or chew her out, I've got to think of the arcade. This isn't some rando angry parent. Not this time. Feels like chewing ground glass, but I need to swallow my pride on this. Understood. Excellent. What I need from you now is to stay out of my way. No special treatment or consideration. I need to observe your arcade as a disinterested outside party, so that I can judge your facility and atmosphere. But rest assured, if I see some egregious mistake, I will bring it to your attention, pointedly. My readers likewise will become very aware of your shortcomings, and I will do my best to support consumer activism, and that requires absolute honesty of any difficulties I observe. So, until such time as I require you, I suggest we speak no further. Agreed? Hey, okay, alright, hold on, hang on. Let's rewind this a bit. Don't have a shit kid, bitch! Sure, fine. As you were then. As you were! God, wonderful. Just wonderful. Not only does she hate us right off the bat, but I can't even leap to the defense of what we've built here without antagonizing her further. I mean to talk with Gavin about how we save Francine's rainbow from an inevitable negative review. Nothing else I can do right now but pray to the arcade gods that everything from here on out goes perfectly. Dear Francine, if you could just throw a lightning strike on the red head with the white shirt and the handbag. Give her amnesia. Something. Once again, I wandered the floor, but this time, while it's all smiles and pleasantries on the outside, I'm left all alone with my thoughts. This is certainly not helping my anxiety, mind you. Being under a magnifying glass means anything that can go wrong will go wrong in spectacular fashion, reported across every arcade enthusiast website in existence. No, wait, stop. Bad thinking. Don't assume things will go wrong. Besides, the morning wasn't too eventful. Who's to say the afternoon will be a disaster? And then the afternoon was a disaster. I knew I had spoken too soon the second I saw Gavin approaching me with a tinge of worry furrowing his brow.
Utterly ridiculous.
It shouldn't be possible for us to get out of, or to be out of nachos in the vending machines this fast, and yet we are. Wait, what? Vending machine nachos? I have receipts for ordering exactly enough to fill them up, and yet there were only a few bags in there. A missed delivery, perhaps? And that was the least of our problems. Kesha, we've got an electrical problem. Oh, Jesus. 3 of the retro games have shorted out. I don't understand. I tested the power supplies, outright rebuilt a few of them. Unless someone's seriously scuffling their sneakers and shocking the coin boxes, we're talking a failure somewhere in our electrical wiring. Calamity after catastrophe, they just keep piling up.
What?
All of the toilets stopped working. All of them. We need to call a plumber fast, and not one that jumps on turtles. Anxiety rising. What are we gonna do? This doesn't make any sense. I'm freaking out.
Well.
I admit that. I'm freaking out. Maybe we should close down for the day, iron out the wrinkles, try again tomorrow? We are hastily losing our grip on things, and if I don't say anything, we may as well call it quits. I must refocus our energy. Command the troops. No way. We are not giving in just because of a few bugs in the system. We are the Funplex expatriates, the proud crew of Francine's Rainbow. Did we give up when Deco came knocking? Hell no. We aren't giving up now. I want to hear some solutions. Talk to me, Ashley. The group exchanges nervous glances, then, thankfully, stops to breathe and think. I will become the plumber we need. I mean, not exactly, but I'll grab a plunger and do what I can. We'll have to close down the bathrooms for now, but I'm sure I can convince one of our neighbors to loan us theirs, maybe? I'll check next door with them before I go battle with our demonically possessed toilets. And while I'll say this vending machine issue is a human error, I should have enough faith in my own error checking to say this human is not responsible. I'll make some calls with our distributors and see where the chain broke down. And also see about ordering some quick replacement stock. Mine's a bit more complex. I need to replace the fried power supplies, but I can do that. I can do most of those today. Meanwhile, I'll put a feeler out to the indie arcade community online, see if we can get an electrician with arcade experience out here quickly. I've been meaning to get back into online groups, and even if it means popping my head up in a crowd, I'll do it. Okay, good solutions, people. Good solutions. I won't be able to work the floor while I'm taming our restrooms, Kesha. Are you good with covering for me? Things seem to be getting more intense as the day picks up. You 3 focus on your tasks at hand. I may be the boss, but I was a floor attendant originally. I can handle whatever Francine's Rainbow throws at me. Got it? Gotcha. But I'm changing out of this first. I don't want to get poo water all over my new mascot. Toodles. Okay. I'm on it. You can count on me. I know I can count on you, Gavin. And Ashley and Naomi. Happy to see that Ashley's at least seems to be in better spirits. Even if she doesn't realize it, I'm glad to have her passion and lightheartedness. Glad to have her passion and lightheartedness inspire those around her. With all 3 busy, that leaves me in charge of every problem that may emerge for the rest of the afternoon. No way to tap out with someone to help me with these. No way to tap out with someone to help me with these situations. I need to work fast and hit every problem before it's too late. Can't have any stones unturned this time. Or can't leave any stones unturned this time. No risk of letting something spiral out of control. Oh my gosh. But I'm ready. I mean, I have to be. No choice. Feeling freshly invigorated, I start my floor trek. There are problems all around me, but what should I tackle first? Cursing and banging as someone beats up a machine. Percy. As I hear the clang and bang of someone assaulting a cabinet, I see Percy holding up a finger to grab my attention. I motion for him to join me, and he does. Thank goodness. I tried to grab Ashley, but she was in a hurry, brandishing a plunger like it was some sword. There's so much going on right now. What's happening? Some hooligan's working his way down the retro games, yelling at them and smacking around the joysticks like they're speed bags. I swear he was going to knock over our joust. That's how hard he was shoving the cabinet. People have been avoiding going near him since he started raging out, causing quite a scene. I'll take care of it, Percy. Thanks. Be careful, love. I don't like the look of this. If it's this motherfucker again. He places a hand on my shoulder in solidarity before leaving. This happens more often than you think. Someone getting so mad at a game that they start smacking the cabinet around. Unlike pinball, which will go into tilt mode to punish you, the only justice to be found here is my justice. I am the arcade law. You stupid fucking piece of shit game. I totally jumped over that fucking barrel. Fucking stupid monkey and his goddamn fucking barrels. Even if, well, I'm a little less eager to bring the law down on this guy. I am in awe in the size of this lad. He probably eats 6 whole hams for breakfast and bench presses a pickup trucks just for fun. But I know my duty, I know what I must do. Hey, yo, dickwad. You wanna fuck off? Okay, that's enough. Alright, right, you're done. Get out of my arcade. We're finished here. Excuse me? Did I hear that right? Oh, good. Just what I need right now. From the corner of my eye, I spot Mr. Fame watching. I'd better stand firm. You heard me. I'm the manager here, and I reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. So bounce your ass out the door before I have you bounced by the cops. You little... But, oddly, his attention is diverted to something or someone behind me. It's only a couple of seconds, but... It's only for a couple of seconds, but his whole demeanor changes after that. Fine. He storms off, deciding he'd rather have the last word than argue it further. I turn to see who exactly changed his mind with a sharp glance, but the crowd's too thick. Whoever it was is gone now. This has to be Deco's doing. And Mr. Fame returns to the crowd without a comment, hopefully quietly approving of my law bringing. That was odd, but I guess a win is a win. Oh, pardon me. Now then, what problem to address next? The retro television-based video wall was an idea I came up with during renovations. Naomi runs the whole thing off a cheap mini computer too. Practical and inexpensive, and it gives just the perfect amount of flair. And I've been pretty proud of it up until this moment. For some reason, it's showing a nature documentary about cute and fluffy bunnies instead of retro music videos and arcade high scores. Not that bunnies are bad necessarily, there are so many worse things that it could be playing, but it's still not playing what I want it to play. Something's amiss. As I'm hunting around for the remote control we keep at the prize desk, Teo approaches. Bunnies, huh? Yep, bunnies. Interesting choice, Kesha. Not my choice, Teo. I'll have it fixed in a moment. Okay, cool. I was wondering if we'd suddenly experienced a paradigm shift in arcade theming or something. The bunnies are really cute, though. Grabbing the remote, I flick back to channel 3, which should take the video feed from Naomi's system. and it flips back to bunnies on channel 5 a few seconds later. Persistent, aren't they? Almost like the rabbits themselves. So I click back to channel 3, and nope, once again it reverts back to 5. Okay, clearly we're dealing with a master hacker, one who can modify Naomi's system despite having no physical access to it. An individual truly capable of hacking the planet. Yeah. Or it's a prankster with a universal TV remote. I've got one of those myself. Helps me turn off overly loud TVs in bars, which drown out the beats of whatever game I'm playing. Not that I would ever do that, mind you, just in case. But with great power comes great responsibility, and clearly whoever's forcing us to watch this lacks the latter. How about I go subtly check the crowd and see if anybody's got a clear line of sight and is pointing a gadget at the video wall each time you change it. I'm strapped for help and not going to deny Teo's offer. Sure, go for it. The war for remote control continues for another minute, back and forth from music videos to documentaries about rabbits. And now it's showing them mating. Which I'm seriously hoping does not count as pornography, or it'll yet be another black mark against us with a certain arcade critic. It's only been a few minutes, but it feels like an eternity of copulating lagomorphs before Teo returns. Found him. Orange jacket, standing near the pinball section. Thanks, Teo. Oh, you fucking garbage motherfucker. Not you, Teo. No worries. Anything for you, Kesha. I roll up my sleeves on my hoodie, ready to put an end to this. Wait a minute. Isn't that the arcade newbie from earlier? They didn't seem like a troublemaker at the time. What's going on here? They all have these ghost icons. Nope. It's definitely this kid. I can see the tiny plastic gadget in their hand briefly before they pocket it. Perhaps noticing my approach, the teenager rolls stealth and gets a natural one. Perhaps noticing my approach, the teenager rolls stealth and takes a natural one, resulting in an awkward and obvious attempt at looking like an unimportant part of the crowd. Hey! Didn't do anything. I mean, hi. Good to see you again. What's up? How are things? Given this living bundle of nervousness, I'm not sure I feel like coming down on a ton of bricks on this poor kid, but rules are rules, right? Excuse me, would you kindly stop doing that? What's up, Doc? What? Oh, okay. Friend, bunnies are cute and everything, but stop messing with the video wall. I don't want to have to kick you out of here. Got it? Okay, sorry. I wasn't trying to cause trouble. I mean, I was, but never mind. I'll stop. Thank you, bye. And they're gone, stepping back into the crowd. Well, that was weird. What's going on here? I decided to look around a bit more, hoping for some clues. What trouble should I investigate next? Next, Queen Bee is cursing up a storm, like more than usual. Are you fucking kidding me? Queen Bee casts a sharp glare at someone who's about to play the idle fist of discomfort machine she's guarding, dissuading them. Then looks down at her phone again, frantically keying in commands. Right, that's sorted out. What's going on?
What the
Some motherfucker tried to hijack my streaming account. I don't get it. Naomi and I put together these dinky mini computers to stream the game video ourselves. I made the security recommendations myself to avoid this sort of thing. But it looks like our new experimental tech to allow celebrities like me to walk up to a game and start streaming has a few holes. I stepped away for a few minutes to hit the bathroom, which is a disaster zone, by the way, and I got an alert on my phone that someone tried logging into my account. They didn't count on my two-factor authentication, at least. I'll admit that I'm not silicone literate enough to know how the streaming rig these two came up with works. I just allocated some R&D funding for them to make it happen. The specifics are beyond me. Apparently, the trouble's drawn the attention of the ever-watchful Miss Defam. Wonderful. Okay, Naomi's busy fixing up power supplies, but grab her and ask her to turn off the streaming add-on for now, just until we sort this out. Great. Just great. It's a day of streaming down the drain, but it beats leaving a security hole wide open. We'll figure this out later. With Naomi busy and Ashley battling toilets, I've got one option. I've only one option to turn to for technological assistance. Iris, can you check the security camera footage to see who messed with the Fist of Discomfort machine while Queen Bee wasn't looking? Maybe that'll help.
Iris online.
Already on it. I've been analyzing video feeds ever since she mentioned hacking was afoot. Nobody hacks my friends and gets away with it. Looks like the next person to approach the machine was a tall man with blue sunglasses. You think he did it? He accessed the USB slot streamers used to log on to our new tech, but wasn't streaming anything or even playing the game. He just plugged in a small device, waited, then left. From access logs, I'd say he's our culprit. I'm on it. Thanks, Iris. Doesn't take long to track the guy down. For starters, there's his rather unique fashion sense that we've seen like 3 times. Also, he's plugging into another of our stream-friendly games without playing it. That's an extremely obvious tell. Kinda hard to give him the benefit of the doubt or even a second chance. He clearly broke the rules of the arcade. Although he looks like the sort who could break me if I break the bad news to him. Should I choose my words wisely? Ones that involve me staying, or I should choose my words wisely. Ones that involve me staying in one piece. Let's be honest with each other, shall we? I'm the manager here and I know damn well what you've been up to. Immediately he straightens up, pocketing the item he was committing arcade crimes with, all nonchalant like. What? I wasn't doing nothing. Yes you were. In fact, I know exactly what you were doing. And if you continue to do it, I'm calling the police. This is a second chance, a rare one, and I suggest you take it. There will not be a third, understand? He growls a little, ready to protect his innocence, before holding himself back. Lucky I'm under orders, nerdo. Fine, whatever you want. And he walks off into the crowd. Without another word, I'm left in the state of utter confusion as our exchange. But I'll take it, hesitantly. Iris? Yeah, I'll keep an eye on him through the security video feed. Don't worry. I'll let you know if he resorts to his nefarious ways. All handled without causing an incident, although I'm vague on what he meant by orders exactly. With that in the bag, I quickly look around to see if there are any nearby problems I can address. Before I can continue my quest to purge my arcade of evildoers, I am interrupted by an onslaught of my hard-working staff. Uh-oh. I knew it, Kesha, about our missing inventory.
Oh.
When I get my hands on whoever did this, I found the electrical problem. Sabotage and treason. While an enemy walks among us. Okay, so we have some insight into what's causing all these messes, but it's chaotic jumble. It's a chaotic jumble right now. One at a time, please. Our suspiciously low snack inventory was, indeed, not a human error. The delivery truck never arrived here. It was routed to a garbage dump due to a computer error, or, as I suspect, malfeasance. And malfeasance explains our electrical problems, too. Remember my joke about someone scuffing their feet and shocking the coin boxes? Nope, that's actually what happened. An external shock, not a grid failure. Someone's got a battery or some other shock prod and was using it to crash games. Must be the same someone who flushed a bunch of wadded up toilet paper or wadded up paper towels and firecrackers down the toilets. It's a war zone in there. I was able to dredge up one super gross chunk of it, but we'll need a professional plumber to get the rest. This is all sounding way too suspicious to be random acts of hooliganism, and it all ties to what I've been handling on the floor. I've had to deal with pranksters all afternoon, too. Even had to kick a few of them out the door. Been busy playing firefighter, running from blaze to blaze with a leaky bucket that I haven't been able to put the pieces together. And now it's clear. I know what I must do. If you'll all pardon me, it's time for Miss Siebert to go kick some ass. Right, that tears it. No more Miss Nice Siebert. The gloves are off. But you aren't wearing any gloves. Do you want to borrow mine so you can take them off? Ashley, focus. Though I love it. I love the energy, Ashley. I love the creativity. I love the goofiness, okay? All about it. So do you have an idea of who's responsible? Yeah, leave this to me and I've come to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Oh, here, have some of mine. Ashley hands me a stick of gum. She's just incredible. I love her so much. With a shrug, I pop it in my mouth, turn my heel, and march off to resume my ass kicking anyway. Oh, those words aren't going to come out, are they? And with a nod of solidarity, all of us split up, each on our own mission to thwart the ne'er-do-wells. Not particularly thrilled to begin this confrontation, but my nerves haven't stopped jangling since this morning. Oh, I'm not particularly thrilled to begin this confrontation. My nerves haven't stopped jangling since this morning. But, well, my friends are counting on me to lead, and to be the responsible one. I can't foist this off onto Gavin like I might have done at the Funplex. Finding my own quarry isn't particularly difficult. She's been in the background the whole time, watching and waiting as I ran around and put a lid on the mayhem. Her eyes study me as I approach, grinning ear to ear.
Hiya.
Hi.
Hello there. Figured it out, huh?
Yeah. I can't say I understand why, but at least I know who. The matching fashion style was a pretty big clue.
I guess a formal introduction's in order. Yeah, okay. The name's Sue. Natural-born leader. Hacker extraordinaire. And leader of the Ghost Monsters. The hottest gang on these streets. Pleased to meet ya.
She playfully curtsies, her wicked smile never ceasing.
And yeah, I guess my friends were a little wild and crazy, leaning a bit heavy on the pranks. And okay, you booted some of us out. Not all, just some. That's cool, I mean, it's your house and your rules. You're the sheriff here and you lay down the law. And I respect that. Let me make it up to you, okay?
Sue steps back and taps a button on her smartwatch. And the crowd of gamers, her whole gang, assembles. Even the ones I told to get lost. Gang, this is... what's your name again? Miss Siebert. Gang, this is Kesha. Kesha, this is Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Oh, okay. Alright. Now then. She turns to face her ghost monsters. You were all very, very naughty, and I'd say she's owed an apology. A big fat I'm sorry from each of you. Don't you agree? Each of them mumbles a semi-coherent, semi-sincere apology. I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever, sorry. Real sorry. Gosh, I'm so sorry, Miss Siebert. I'm really sorry. When they finish, Sue faces me once again.
Everybody's sorry, which means everybody's forgiven, correct? Because, and this is me being real with you, I like this arcade. I really do. It beats the crap out of Deco's Palace, that's for sure. I can easily see this being our new home, you know? I admire what you've done with the place. It's totally awesome, and I'm really looking forward to coming back. Again and again. I definitely don't want to end our first day here on a sour note. No. I'm so glad we can communicate like adults. Apologize for being naughty and move on. Now, okay, we may still ruffle a few feathers while we're here, but that's cool, right? I'm sure you understand that it's all fun and games. Nothing personal. So, what do you say, friend? All's forgiven?
I pause, taking in everything Sue's rambled about. Let me get this straight. You scare our customers, mess with our television sets, smash up and short-circuit our games, clog our toilets, redirect our mail orders, come back here after I explicitly told you to get lost, try to hijack Queen Bee's streaming account, and you want me to smile and let you come back tomorrow? My words barely faze her, that grin still lingering. Yep, yeah, that sounds about right. I love this arcade, and I think we could be great friends. What do you say, partner? Waiting for my response, she holds out a fist to bump. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course not. You truly love this arcade, you have to stop causing problem. Seriously? Seriously. No, no, 1,000 fucking times no. Mere words cannot accurately describe the red mist of rage that's descended upon me. You ruined opening day, you broke everything, and I've had it. Get out. If you don't punks don't clear out of here pronto, I'm calling the police. And Sue just laughs. She laughs and laughs as if laughs as if I've posted a funny cat video, not made a direct threat.
Oh, friend, you don't want to get the pigs involved. No. I mean, if you really feel you need to, go ahead. Call them. It's cool. We'll go quietly. And be back the very next day. We've got friends in high places. We don't sell drugs or weapons. We sell information. And information, as a currency, is far more valuable than what other gangs trade in. So just smile, nod your head, and say, "Yes, Miss Sue, you and your friends are always welcome here." You don't want to see what I can do with the push of a single button.
So now you're threatening me?
I'm just telling you how it is. What you do now is entirely up to you.
We'll go ahead and save it. Before she can continue her tirade, we're rather rudely interrupted. Oi, Sue! What the hell do you think you're doing here? The thick tension that surrounded us melts away, redirected to the new challenger. All eyes glare towards them. Oh, great. Okay, Kesha, hold that thought. I have business to attend to. Damn right you do. Ghost monsters don't operate south of 23rd. You damn well know this is lovely chainsaw territory. Get lost or get tossed. If I wasn't confused before, I sure as heck am now. All I can do is watch this unfurl before me. With a clap, Sue summons her buddies to her side. I'm sorry, south of what? I don't recall signing any non-compete agreement with you darlings.
Ghost monsters for life!
Oh, ghost monsters? This locker room gossip queen is disrespecting your fearless leader. What do you say to that? Nobody disses Sue on my watch. Nobody. Yeah, Ween is scared to hit a chick. I'm an equal opportunity socially maladjusted individually. Think you've got your answer, ladies. Now then, let's rumble! Oh, well, to their credit, they didn't throw the first punch, but we're talking Han didn't shoot But we're talking Han didn't shoot first levels of moral high ground here. Immediately, the ghost monsters and the lady chainsaws are at each other's throats, grappling, punching, and shoving each other. A baseball bat gets swung and clangs off the side of a racing game. Soda cans are thrown. Someone uproots a chair near the snack machines that goes flying too. It's chaos. Complete and utter chaos. And it needs to stop. Now. Iris. Already calling the cops, Kesha. As for me, it's funny. When you start out the day anxious about what the future may bring, not once does the future go completely to poop. Well, that anxiety just fades away. Once that future goes completely to poop, that anxiety just goes completely away. There's something oddly refreshing about seeing your world crumble around you. There's nothing left to fear, and that means I can swing into action, ready to face it. Priority 1, get the customers the hell out of here. Gavin and Ashley are already on that. I join in, trying to funnel the panicked crowd of kids and gamers out the door and away from the carnage. This way, hurry! In an orderly fashion, please. Out. Everybody out. With our faces unloading the place with arcade games and nothing more doesn't leave a lot of room to work with. Nor is it much of an octagon. Nor is it an octagon for the remarkably sloppy mixed martial arts brawl breaking out now. We're going to have a lot of game damage when this is all said and done. Damn it! I'm not letting that fucker get away with this. Until now, it's been the world's sloppiest barroom brawl. Teenagers flailing at each other wildly, generally wrecking the scene rather than each other. But now she's pulled out a gun. Not some arcade light gun, but a real-life shooting and killing gun. This isn't happening. This cannot be happening. But this is 100% happening. The leader of the lovely chainsaw raises her weapon and takes aim at Sue, trying to end this. But her target is conveniently tucked behind Mr. Fame and Ashley. If I don't do something, someone is going to get seriously hurt. My mind races. Calm acceptance washes over me. This is how things will be. No helping it. One chance to do something good in the midst of all this chaos. Time slows for me, like I'm trapped in a dream state. Pure instinct takes over and I start running towards them. Oh, I'm protecting Ashley. Get down! Oh no! Kesha! Holy fuck! What did you do? I was aiming for Sue. Pigs! Pigs! Run for it! Stay cool and wipe the footage first. Do it! Stay with us, Kesha. Stay with us. Help is on the way. Well, I got shot. Okay. Oh, hi, Francine. I just wanted to make a dream for everyone to enjoy. That's all. Was that so wrong? Is that what you would have done? It's what you did do for all of us. But I guess no good deed goes unpunished, huh? The Siebert family curse.
You've a strong spirit, dear. You'll get through this, I know you will. But for now, you'd best wake up. There's still more to be done.
Slowly, very slowly, I open my eyes. The soft beeping of medical monitoring greets me, as well as the angel in white. Well, an angel in a white lab coat. While they're no heavenly being, they do appear to be my doctor, armed with nothing more than a clipboard. I'm still a little hazy as they briefly explain the situation. Thanks to my wild theatrics, I startled the shooter enough that her bullet missed its intended target, and instead went into my leg, which hurts like fuck, but apparently resulted in a surprisingly clean shot that I'll recover from in a few weeks, easily. 2 days in the hospital, a week or two on crutches, some limping, and then I'll be back to 100%. And more importantly, no one died. I can live with this momentary pain if someone else gets to live, period. So, could have been better, could have been worse. The doctor, having given me the report, leaves to treat other patients, but before they do, they inform me that I have a visitor. At least there's a plus side. I just wonder who it is. Ashley peeks around the curtain, enclosing me into my makeshift hospital room. Her face speaks volumes of how rough of a wait this has been. Her cheeks stained with tears, and there are dark circles underneath her eyes. Has she been here the whole time? I smile weakly to her, and she instinctively rushes over to my side, clutching the bedding, tucking me in. Tears plop from her eyes onto the sterile bed. I thought I was never going to see you again. I thought I was never going to be able to hug or touch you again. I thought I had lost you forever. I gently lift my hand up to her face and wipe the tears away. She has green eyes. Her green eyes look into my own as relief washes over her. I forbid you from ever getting shot again. A light chuckle escapes my lips. Gladly. Trust me, I have no plans for anything like that anytime soon. Seeing Ashley so upset over my injury hits me right in the feels, instantly Regret over our squabble washes over me. Ashley, about before. Before I can say anything else about the events preceding this, she beats me to it. I decided to see a therapist, just so you know. I've had episodes like that before, but this one was too much for me to handle. I never want to feel like that again. Like I'm a failure, even when part of me knows I'm not. I want to be strong for you. Ashley, you are strong. You are strong, Ashley. You're the strongest person I know. So go out and do what you do and express yourself so freely. That's strength in itself. I love you for you no matter what, and that will never change. Thank you, Kesha. I just want to be the best person I can be. Place my hand on hers and squeeze tightly. You already are. Moving your hand slightly, our fingers intertwine. She squeezes back.
Do you mind if I talk at you for a minute?
Please.
I've had too much time to think about everything while you were out. And I don't want you to ever feel the way I felt waiting for you to wake up. It was awful. For so long, I struggled to accept myself. Who am I? Who will care about me if I don't fit the mold? Why do I feel like I have to care? I let the pressure and insecurity wash over me. And when my costume wasn't up to my specifications, it broke me. I couldn't cope with all the emotions I had put on myself. I hit rock bottom back there. And even though it may not seem like it, you helped me. And now I'm going to try and help myself.
I really didn't do that much. Besides, should have made you a blanket for it? I could have discussed it more respectfully. I feel like I pushed and prodded her a little too hard. Dealing with those emotions is difficult, and I apologize if I didn't give its proper eloquence and respect. I'm not the best at discussing things like that either, and it took all of you dragging me out to the whatever thing wake to conspiracy for me to get out of my own depression. Honestly, you pushing the topic is exactly what I needed. I was able to look outside of myself and see what's really going on. And if I hadn't gotten to that point, I might not have made this decision. Seems like we're even then. You help me when I'm depressed, and I'll aid you in any way I can. Even Stevens. Great show. Great show. Let's continue loving each other fully and wholeheartedly. I never stopped, not even once. Me neither. Well, I should let you rest. You should heal up. You're probably right. Ashley smiles and turns to leave. She gets 3 steps out, turns back around to face me, and rushes back. Leaning over, she places a kiss on my lips.
You are the best.
That's true, I am. Before you go, just know that I will continue to support you as long as I'm here.
And you're going to be here a long, long time. Don't forget, no more gunfights.
I remember.
Okay, for reals, I'm leaving this time.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Seeing the person I care for most was certainly a boon for my spirit. Now, if they could do something about the food here. With my heart calmed, my body finally tells me it's exhausted. I snuggle into the covers as a yawn escapes me. I'm just about to roll over and drift to sleep. Just as I'm about to roll over and drift to sleep, another visitor drops in. It's likely well past visiting hours, but with no small amounts of both dread and relief, I'm glad to see her. Miss Siebert, a word, if you will. I try to straighten myself up from my pillow backrest. Time to put on my professional front, even if I'm in excruciating pain. Okay, I should start by explaining that what happened today isn't exactly indicative of. I should hope it was. I should hope it was. It's hard to disguise the disbelief on my face. What? Seems I've misjudged your character based on an initial unpleasant interaction. But what I saw today, clearly you are no fool, nor a coward. I let my need to protect my family override my better judgment. How absurd. To paint everything you've built, to To paint everything you built at Francine's Rainbow with that brush all over such a small matter. I saw you selflessly throw yourself in front of that bullet. You didn't have to do that. You chose to do that. It's indicative of someone who isn't simply in this for the money, as so many in this industry are. You pretend your friends, you protected your friends and coworkers. That's an admirable act of heroism, and one I'll not soon forget. Suppose I've become a bit jaded from all those eager to cash in on the arcade scene. All the large-scale arcades I have to review tend to be very impersonal and cold. So, you were impressed with our arcade? Well, let's not go that far. Can't say I was thrilled with the amount of mayhem and disaster going on before a gang war broke out. But I will also say I've only ever seen that amount of mayhem and disaster once before. It's highly unusual, to say the least. The last time I reviewed a small up-and-coming arcade similar to yours, everything went wrong. Everything. I wrote my review in an honest fashion as the result of my scathing pen. Okay, hang on, let's try this again. I wrote my review in an honest fashion, and as a result of my scathing pen, the place was sold and closed down within a month. Sold to a noble figure in this industry, you heartless bitch. Wait, you don't mean... Yes. Dekonami. Such is the fate of any arcade who dares stand up to him. Your prior business, the Funplex, only escaped being devoured by being far too small to be still... your prior business, the Funplex, only escaped being devoured by being far too small to be worthwhile. Sadly, your enthusiasm may have put it in his crosshairs, and if you cannot tidy up your reputation after today's affairs, Francine's Rainbow will be next. Again, and again, and again. Torn down by Dekonami. This time he didn't even have to lift a finger. By pure coincidence, the ghost monsters wrecked everything before he could exact any revenge. All he has to do is swoop in and buy out what's left of our dreams. However, I have come to a decision. I was given a first-hand witness. Given I was a first-hand witness to your troubles, which were clearly not your fault, and given your willingness to put even your own life on the line for your arcade, I'm going to tell my editor that I need more time, that I want to return in 1 week to get a more accurate and mature overview of your operation. 1 week. That's the best I can offer you. This is a difficult hole to climb out of, Miss Siebert, even aside from earlier trouble, having a gang fight and a shooting transpire at an arcade. Well, the press will feed on this. Even if I was the only press present and accounted for, they'll dig and they'll speculate and they'll chew on your bones. If your arcade survives the initial onslaught, I hope to write a proper review which can lay those concerns to rest. But I'll offer you no more second chances, no more reasonable doubts. Best foot forward when I return, and my readers will know the truth. Understood? That you have a shitty kid? Understood. Then I'll leave you to your recuperation. With a curt nod, she turns and leaves the room, leaving me with my thoughts. 1 week. I've got exactly 1 week to completely rebuild our reputation and clear the good name of Francine's Rainbow. Otherwise, it's game over. For all of us. Hey-o! Alright. Cleared level 7. Still, okay. 25,800 points. One last pizza fact. 62% of Americans prefer meat toppings on their pizza, while 38% prefer vegetarian. Everybody loves different kinds of pizza. What a beautiful thing. Save. Right there. I have so many save games. So many of them. So I think this one's the one I need to go back to if I want to get that achievement. Back. Do you want to save your game? Before proceeding to the final level. Save the game. We'll do that. And that is the end of Arcade Spirits 4 today. We are going to wrap this up tomorrow. Tomorrow after baseball. So there you go. Levels 6 and 7 of Arcade Spirits are complete. We got 2 more achievements, which puts me at 199,875 gamer score. Really quickly looking at these. I need to go back and get the good end. Abandon Your Dreams. That's 25. And then we'll get 75 for Romancing Ashley. And then we will get 25 for clearing level 8. So that'll be an even 200,000 gamer score. So congratulations, Arcade Spirits. You're the 200,000 gamer score game. Anyway, thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm sure I'm well past 200,000 at this point in the future. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the series. I'm having a really good time with it. I think it's super interesting and fun. I love it. Oh, all right. Yeah, thank you again for watching. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next week on YouTube for the final level. Tomorrow on Twitch, though. Not that that really matters, because this video will go up way after the series has been done. But thanks for watching, YouTube. We'll see you later. That was a really shitty outro. Oh, man.